welcome to a nice, beautiful day here in Crankworx Les des Alpes. My name is Tristan Merrick, your host for all the action here this week. Joining me, the man who needs no introduction himself, the legend, Cam McCall. Cam, how are you doing?
Good, Tristan. Thank you so much, man. We're so excited to be here. What a great excuse to come to the French Alps in a beautiful summertime environment. Couldn't ask for much more.
No, not at all. You got to make sure you have your sunscreen on this weekend. It is sunny, it is warm, but today is day number 2, but our first webcast, and we're starting things off with one of my favorite events, the DS&S, or as we like to call it, Speed and Steez.
Always a crowd favorite. You got the racers coming together against the slopestyle guys, see who can take their whole skill set, put it together, and try to get a gold medal.
Yeah, exactly. So again, baguettes and tail whips. You know, you can't go to France without a baguette. We've had a few different varieties here. I've had some fresh ones. I've had some crunchy ones. I'm looking to try them all out here. But again, speed and style. You have to have those two elements added up here. But we are in France, and there's so much going on here this weekend. But don't just take it from us here in the booth. Let's get an aerial view of what's going on. So you can see there, Cam, zooming in on the map, Les des Alpes, 4 years running. We are back here again, and look at that backdrop.
How awesome is this place? The name Les des Alpes definitely is exactly what it suggests. We're sandwiched in between two massive French alpine mountains, and it's truly a Four Seasons resort, something for everybody out here.
Yeah, it was blowing my mind this morning. You see people heading up, going skiing and snowboarding, and getting a little bit of everything in here. A little bit of golf, a little bit of hiking. Again, you can go paragliding, those crazy French sports that they do here. But again, look at that backdrop. It is amazing, and the event is going to be going off here in no time. I'm in awe. I'm in awe, Cam. You've been here before, but for me, I'm a first-timer here, so it's pretty amazing. And what a day, and what a way to kick off day number 2 here at the DS&S coming up.
That's one of the most exciting events, man. I'm so pumped to see how some of the racers can battle it out, trying to do tricks with the jumpers and how fast the jumpers can go when they really need to race against a racer.
Well, you bring the steez, I bring the speed. Well, let's send it down to our third member of our team. She brings precision with her game. Let's send it down to Tina Dixon.
Thanks, guys. I am now standing about 3/4 on the way of the course, and we're right now during qualifiers. I've had a chance to watch the riders. Guys, we're just getting underway here. It's just beginning.
You know, I feel like she has speed as well. I've seen how fast she can make it from the top of the course to the bottom when there's an interview to be had. So, you know, she might do well out here too.
Yeah, she brings precision to her game. Tina, you're making us look a lot better up here in the booth, I'd have to say.
Well, yeah, and I hope you guys are enjoying that air conditioning down there.
Oh, I don't know about that.
This is the air conditioning when I blow on him. That's all the air conditioning we get.
Yeah, that's all we get. I got a mean leg tan going on here on the back side of it. Not on the front, just the back.
All right, well, guys, I want to pinpoint to you one of the spots on the course that could be one of the bigger difference makers. Now, this is the first jump that these riders are going to hit. It's a basic tabletop, but the difficult part of this is it turns right into that quick berm. I mean, if you're going to do a trick off of this jump, you better make sure to be 100% on it because that berm is right there. So it's going to be interesting to see the strategy the riders use here. Also, keep in mind, it's been very hot here the last couple of days. So the dirt, if you look down, it's dry, it's dusty. Now, they have watered down these berms, but you're definitely going to want to carry some momentum through this course, guys.
Yeah, she nailed it on the head there, man. It's dry, it's dusty. I walked up this morning and I was like, man, I almost need a shower already here just doing a course walk first thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It'll favor the racers too who know how to flat corner on those dusty flats.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to have precision. You're gonna have to take risks, so that's how you win it. That's how you walk away with that #1 spot at the end of the day. But again, this is just one event of so much going on here this weekend in Les des Alpes. And you can see there, bringing it up, we got our call times there. DS&S, Speed and Steez right there. Looking at it across the board there, New Zealand time. And of course, later on tonight, Pump Track Challenge presented by RockShox. You do not want to miss that, one of my favorite events. And we've got ourselves a one-off amazing pump track bill here, Cam. You can see it just off to our view there, but it's going to be a great event later on. And then, of course, the big dog. What do you think? Saturday, your slope-style event.
What an exciting day Saturday will be. Everybody, it's the second event on the Crankworx World Tour. Brett Reeder trying to see if he can stay alive in the Triple Crown hunt. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it is going to be amazing. And then on the Sunday, one of the best events to wrap things off here, we've got the downhill presented by IXS, and it is going to be a barn burner. We've got an amazing track here. We've got the top talent, the top field here in all of Europe and, you know, in the world in general, because everybody wants a slice at that Crankworx World Tour. So again, nothing but action, nothing but excitement all weekend long. Oh man, Cam, that schedule action-packed and jammed here for Les Deux Alpes. But we haven't even started that first event yet. The first event, DS&S, the Speed and Steez, and it's just a hybrid of event. You've got racing, you've got tricks in there, you've got a judging format. So let's break it down for you guys at home. Let's start with the racing aspect. You've got to start at the top there, and you got a line at the bottom. Fastest one down, that is the time component of it. You got to race between the gates, and you got 2 runs. You got a red course and a blue course. But then judges and jumps, what is going on in that aspect?
Yeah, the great thing about this event, what sets it apart from normal race events is you're doing tricks, and your score on the trick determines your time benefit. So you got to strategize what trick you're going to do against which opponent, how fast you're going to have to ride into those tricks. There's a lot of thought going on, a lot of math going on, and that's what makes it a really fun competition for us to watch.
Yeah, exactly. It is nothing but action here, and it's a rough and rugged track here. It's not going to be an easy one. You can see there, first jump, you can't really tell by that picture, but it is a good size step down, actually over a road. So again, you've got distance, you don't have a lot of kick, there's not a lot of woo on that takeoff. So we're gonna see some different tricks there. It's gonna be interesting how the tactical aspect plays out on that first jump. And then of course, going down to the bottom, of course, that final jump.
Yeah, the first jump is crazy because you got to get your feet back on the pedals, hands back on the handlebars in order to get into that corner and finish your run. But the last jump this year is a little bit different as well. It's also a little bit more difficult to trick, and there are some gates after it, just like the first jump. So you used to kind of finish the finish line before the takeoff, so you could throw caution to the wind, send any trick you wanted, but now you got to get your feet back on the pedals and rip a couple corners afterwards. So the race component is definitely going to be a huge factor in this one.
I know we had that style in Whistler a couple years ago. It was nothing but action, trying to get through those final couple gates. So again, rough, rugged course here, but of course, let's take a step back in time to round number 1 of the Crankworx World Tour, back in Rotorua, where everything went down.
Rotorua, New Zealand, first stop of Crankworx series, and yeah, just about ready to start first rounds. Every course is different, and every kind of strategy is a little bit different. I mean, unfortunately, Zink and I got each other first round, so it's going to be a tough first round, but you know, try and get through it and figure things out. Key element to winning the race is staying off the ground, and besides staying off the ground, it mainly has to do with making sure you're doing the right tricks.
Je m'appelle Sam, je fais du vélo avec ma copine. Le speed and style, le 360 whip, le flip whip, maximum de bruit, c'est incroyable, c'est bon event.
The course was so good. It started off with like jumps, which is awesome, and then it went into like a pump track section, which was also like super technical, and then the flat turns, which was more like dual slalom. So it had everything, and yeah, I think you could tell as well that the racers were up there and the freestylers were up there. So this is how the sport should be. Perfect. So far, so good. Let's say that. So satisfied and happy. It's been a long way coming back to the scene, and today just playing on this awesome course was just, yeah, so good.
Cam, it just feels like we were there yesterday, buddy.
I know, it honestly doesn't seem like it was 4 months ago.
No, pretty crazy to think that we're already at stop number 2 of the Crankworx World Tour here. And the one thing I'd noticed from that whole package, watching those videos, there was one guy kind of missing from it at the top of the spot at the end of the day. Cam Zink off the podium, which is a first there in the dual speed and style down in Rotorua.
Yeah, the thing about this form of competition is anything can happen. You got to do so many runs throughout the course of the event that all it takes is to wash out in one berm or, you know, lock bars with somebody or slip pedals, and that's the end of the event. So that just really speaks to the fact that he's able to stand on the podium so many times because it's so difficult to do so.
Yeah, well, we are back here at Les Alpes, and he is probably going to be the man to beat. Again, he is so dominant. He is so decorated in that. And he's just no stranger to the podium. And we can see here, most Crankworx podiums, you can see him sitting down there in 5th with 10 podiums right there. Something tells me he's going to probably be tied up with Mick Hanna here before the end of the week there into that 4th spot.
For sure. It's pretty impressive because, you know, some of these guys compete in a lot of events. Cam Zink competes in 2 of the events, and so he's got 10 podiums because he's been doing slopestyle since 2004. A lot of time to rack up those podiums, but competing in 2 events here as well, it gives him another chance to try to take Mick out of that 4th spot in the all-time medal count.
Exactly. And, well, the 3rd member of our team, Tina Dixon, is actually hanging out with Cam Zink right now. Tina, what's going on there with Cam?
Yeah, guys, Cam is no stranger to the podium. In fact, you've won here twice in Les Alpes. So what is key to winning this event?
The key to this event is why I enjoy it the most. It takes a racing background, a solid group of bike handling skills, and new tricks, and be able to do your tricks on point, and also some strategy, picking apart each opponent, and when you're in the gate, making sure you're on solid and just getting to the next round.
And how does that strategy or game plan change throughout the competition when you go up against different guys?
You gotta keep your head on a swivel, and you gotta keep watching the rounds in between and see who did what, how fast they're looking, where the track's rutting out to where you don't make a mistake, and how fast you can do a certain trick, and things always end up happening on the fly, which is fun.
Yeah, a lot of quick thinking for you guys. And how would you describe the course right now?
The course is awesome. The jumps are pretty bad, not really very trickable. And there's a lot of benefit in the speed of them because you're going to have to slow down a little to do the trick. So, but other than the jumps, the actual berms and the rest of the course is amazing. Love it.
Well, best of luck. Thanks for your time, guys. Cam Zink looking to defend his win last year.
Dominant and decorated. That is one way we can sum up what Cam Zink does here. And I think, though, 10 podiums, I don't know. I think that number is going to be climbing by the end of the weekend. What do you think there?
I mean, you never know. He's got his head in the right place, which is the most important part for this competition. But as we saw in Rotorua, anything can happen. He's got the strategy game figured out more than anybody in this form of competition. So if he can hold it together, he may be able to up his number on that medal count. But you never know. That's why we sit here and we watch, because we can't wait to see what happens.
It is a betting man's game. So riders are up in the gate, getting locked and loaded, getting ready to put on one amazing show for you guys. So make sure you guys hang out. Racing about to begin soon.
It's serious. All capital letters and numbers. These usually mean business, and that's fine. Sometimes it is. What we realized is this One by World is a dedicated approach to making everyday riding simple and smart. Whether you're an enduro specialist, slopestyle dominator, World Cup winner, or me, a mountain biker, One by is for everyone.
Oh, wait, we're here in beautiful Crankworx Les Alpes, France. It is sunny, it is warm, and we are in an amazing historic mountainside town here. Just nothing but scenic backdrops, Cam. So beautiful. I mean, I'm supposed to be paying attention to what's going on here. It's my first time here in France, and I just keep looking around. I'm like, man, it's just nonstop beauty.
Yeah, what better spot to spend a week? What better spot for a Crankworx Mountain Bike Festival? We're in the right spot.
Yeah, exactly. And there is so much going on. And one thing we'd like to do this year, it's kind of a little new. It's meant to have a little fun back and forth, is in, out, and on the bubble. So where's that? It means we break down what is going on within the progression of the sport and where the direction that it is going. So with things right now, we've got what's in. What's in right now, Cam? What's so hot?
So let's kick off this fun little game. I'm going to say for speed and style, in right now has got to be backflip variations and 360 combos. That's how you get the biggest score, and that's how you get the highest time deduction off of your initial run at the end of the day.
Well, it's going to be interesting because it's a different type of course here. Is it going to play to that? But the next thing, what is out? Well, what is out is your bar spins and no-handers. It is progressing substantially. It is a new sport. It's not something that's been around. We haven't had it, you know, for like 11 years like slopestyle. It is new. It is fresh. And, of course, what is on the bubble?
So traditionally, speed and stees, I would say that on the bubble would be the racers because they don't have traditionally all those tricks. But looking at this course we have today, it's a little bit more race-oriented. So even though those guys are on the bubble, they may have a little bit more of an advantage today than they normally would.
Yeah, and talking about racers, let's check out who is on our start list today because we've already talked to Cam Zink, but who else is on that list? Well, there you guys go. The backdrop, it's sunny, and there is our start list, our bracket list, Cam, and it's listed everybody. So those are our matchups. Anything standing out right away? One thing, I don't see Straight and Zink facing off, so we're good there.
Yeah, man, that was such an unfortunate thing in Rotorua. They faced off against each other in the first round, so that's always tough. Only one man can survive out of that first round, but I love how they do this, just like dual slalom. You got the fastest qualifier going against the slowest, and then it trickles down after that. And we're going to have to find out who gets down there to the bottom two at the end of the day.
Exactly. I feel like we need to almost place some bets as we start to get down to that nitty-gritty. We only got a couple Canadians in there, so for all my Canadian fans out there, I mean, hopefully we see somebody there at the end. But you guys can see we've got our riders locked and loaded up at the top of the gate there. We've got Sam Reynolds on the left side of the course there, and Maxime from France on that blue side there. So again, they've got him up there. We've got the start. We've got a rubber band pulled across there, so we're trying to get as even start as we can. We've got our nice little starter gal up there who'll be doing all her moves at the start of the day.
Yeah, qualifying first for Sam Reynolds, it's obviously a big benefit. He gets to go against the guy who qualified 16th, but you never know how it shook down. The guy who qualified 16th, and Maxime, he may have had a bit of a mechanical. Anything could have happened, so each run matters just as much as the last finals.
There we go. So she's got her hands pulled across. That'll be signaling they are ready to go there. France versus Great Britain. They get the jump out of the gate as they're coming down. Again, so they got berms off there, and the things are loose. We kept talking about it. And going down there.
Now all Sam's got to do is kind of just hold her together right here. He knows that.
So first trick jump right there.
Yeah, he's throwing in the backflip, might as well. You know, he's been practicing that the whole morning. So even though he is so far ahead of Maxime at this point, he might as well do the tricks just in case Maxime finds a time machine and makes his way down to the bottom of the course before Sam.
Yeah, so one thing we want to break down what's going on here. So we've seen it. We were actually talking about it before we went online here and on the air. What happens if somebody crashes? Is there a maximum time penalty? Is there like a difference? Well, the thing is, whatever the time difference is, and as we can see there, Maxime 9.07. So he's got to pretty much hope that Sam has some sort of major issue on that second run.
And, you know, Maxime had an issue, so Sam could have an issue as well, and that's really kind of what it's going to take for Maxime to be able to advance out of this round over Sam.
So you can see there, that's the first trick jump. So that's where the judges are looking at. Sam doing the backflip there. So again, not a huge trick, but again, we're seeing kind of a different type of jump format here. Whereas in Rotorua, we saw very, you know, wooden takeoffs. We saw very trick friendly. This is different. This is kind of like trails. This is like riding down in the regular old bike park. So we can see right here, let's see who's got jump one and jump number two. We've seen the time difference. Turn by the clock. He's taking the jump there, going to Sam on the first one. Jump number two going through. So we're seeing the difference, 9.7 or 0.00 seconds on that. So Reynolds, he's got the advantage going into run number 2 on that one. Maxime's going to have to kind of regroup, try and figure out a game plan.
Yeah, I think a time machine is going to be the best game plan for that one, trying to find 9 seconds. He's got to hope Sam falls or he finds a time machine.
Yeah, big difference on that. So next up in the gate, Mitch Chubby facing off against a man who is very dominant in this game, Thomas Lamoy.
Ooh, this is definitely a stacked heat right here. Both of these guys have tons of tricks and a bunch of game on the racetrack as well. They both qualified pretty darn well. Got bar spins off that first trick jump for both riders. I love that section, Tristan, where they jump over each other.
Over, under, so cool. It's looking real quick here, Cam.
You know, they're neck and neck when they're jumping over each other at the same time. Final trick jump. Bar spins again, Tristan.
Bar spins on that. So Chubby coming across the line first there with the advantage of 0.32. But now it is up to the judges on that one. Cam, what do you think before we see? Did Thomas do what he needed to do? Is it going to be enough to pull even on that one?
That was very evenly matched in every sense of the phrase right there. They were neck and neck on the racetrack, and they both did bar spins on all the trick jumps. So, oh, sorry, that was a suicide for Chubby. So
kind of a hesitant one at that as well. So not full extension, so he won't get his full marks on that.
Yeah, bar spin will beat him on that first jump, and they both bar spin the last. Still really close though in the tricks and in the time.
Well, this is where we don't have to make the decision. It is up to the judges on this one. What are they saying on jump number 1? Bonus going to Thomas on that. Jump number 2 going to him as well. So the difference, 0.32. Chubby winning the first run, but he's going to regroup on that. He's going to have to do it again on that second one there. Thomas is going to have to really pull one out, try and take that advantage. And then again, straight back up to the top here. It is nothing but racing. And we got one of your buddies up there.
Greg Watts out of Alpes, California. Man, he stood on the podium out here before. I know he's trying to do it again. He had a decent qualifying time. He's getting dropped a little bit out of the gate.
Jeremy going out there, pulling the advantage a little bit. But again, loose corners, and you can see they're going to come into the section. It's a very flat corner. They're almost fast planting off that one, and again, right there as well. But Greg falling behind on that one, but getting the jump.
There we go. He may be a little bit behind, but that's probably because he was setting up for that backflip. You don't want to come into that too fast. You're going to land into the next corner. So Greg getting the score with the backflip here and staying right on the rear end of his competitor.
Things so there, Greg getting a little loose on that, getting that final jump.
Oh, Jeremy Severine with a straight air and Greg with a bar spin to X up. So Greg playing the strategy just like we were talking about before the show started. He's going fast, he's putting the tricks in. He may have finished a little bit behind, but he had the tricks to kind of make up for that.
Yeah, 1.32 is what the time said at the end there. I'm surprised that, you know, Greg's usually a little quicker. We know he's fast, that's the one thing. He does have that kind of racing background.
Well, that's where it just comes down to strategizing when to go fast and when to ease up a little bit to get those tricks. And it's also tough to decide if a trick is actually faster than sucking it up. 0.94 is the largest advantage you can get out of those trick scores. And he looks to be a little bit behind that right now before they calc in the score. So hopefully he chips away at it with those tricks.
Jeremy Severin from France there. He won the speed. The jump's popping up here. What are the judges going to say? It is all up to them on this. So jump number 1 coming through to Greg there, 0.35.
Chipping away at that.
0.63 total there, so he cuts it down.
Cuts it in about in half, but he's still going to have to go faster next run to be able to advance out of this heat.
Yeah, very much. Again, we'll have to see. Do you think anything had to play with maybe a little bit of limited time? We know we were actually chatting, and you're in the same situation. Bike's not showing up here in time. Do you think not enough practice for him?
You know, it's a game of luck. It happens to everybody. Your bike doesn't show up when you're trying to come to an event. It happened to Greg a couple weeks ago on another event, and it happened to him again here. So hopefully his luck is going to change here in the future, and his bike will show up on time everywhere. But yeah, it's definitely something that cuts into your practice time when you don't have a bicycle. You don't want to parkour the course. That's not going to do you much good.
Exactly. Well, we're seeing what's going on from the side here, but of course we have the best camera business in the company, in the world there. Let's check out a course preview with GoPro.
I'm Greg Watts.
I'm Tyler McCall.
And this is Crankworx World Tour
DSNS GoPro course preview.
Yee!
Let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go!
Here's the first straight, it's pretty quick.
Some rollers, wide berm, a little bit wider here, and then jump over these logs.
Hey Tyler,
Flat corner, what's up, Greg? I gotta catch up. trick jump, a step down. See some tricks on that later. Whoa. Some good berms here. Whoa, he jumped over me. Yeah, I jumped over him. And into the final sections, flat corners. Into the last jump here. Woo! Whoa! Whew. All right. Yeah. Damn, that was crazy. Those jumps over, like, were timed perfectly. I know. All right, so that's your Les Deux Alpes Crankworx GoPro yes NS course preview. Hell yeah. Sweet.
Big ups to GoPro there, Cam, giving us such a unique view, and I wish we could wire those guys up for their runs here today just to see exactly what they would say while they're going down there battling it out against all their competitors.
It'd probably be a bit more smack talk in the middle of the race runs. They're pretty friendly there in practice, but I love when they jump over each other. That's such a cool way to route the course this year. Oh, look at this, Tristan.
Okay, out of the gate there, we got Lyle Straight and Anton Bizet. And by Lyle, we mean Kyle Straight, so neck and neck. We're gonna see if Kyle's DH background plays into this.
This is a crazy matchup right here. A guy like Kyle Straight who has tricks, and he's, you know, an amazing racer, and then a guy like Antoine Bizet who's kind of got a well-rounded package, tons and tons of tricks, and not as fast as Kyle Straight, as we can see right here, but he's got the tricks to make up for it.
Kyle's got to be careful he doesn't blow them berms up there.
Oh, front flip on the last one for Antoine Bizet. Oh, Kyle holding it together, getting a knack-knack and a Superman. Well, that definitely doesn't hold a candle to the front flip that Antoine Bizet just pulled down there. Sure, Antoine was behind, but the front flip is just what it's going to take to kind of scoot him a little bit closer to Kyle's time.
Yeah, 0.87 is what the clock says there, Cam, so not a huge difference.
That was pretty tight.
It's pretty tight, and you'd have to think, I mean, Antoine was pulling it together in the last bit of the course, and how crazy is it now we're at a stage of the sport where front flips are on lockdown. Like, I'm just going to bust this out on the last bit of the jump here as quick as I can.
And Antoine Bizet, and it just specifically, is amazing at front flips. The stuff that he has front flipped, you know, it's difficult to do it on anything, but this is probably easy for him. He actually front flips a little bit lower than other people, so for speed and style perspective, it's a great trick for him to have.
Yeah, exactly there. So look at that jump. Straight getting the extension, but just boom, front flip, perfect, locked and loaded into the landing there.
Right back on the pedals too. You know, he was thinking, all right, yeah, I may be front flipping right now, but speed is on my mind, so I'm gonna land and start sprinting through that gate.
And this is where I really like to see how it unfolds. What are the judges gonna say? It's kind of like the mystery round. So jump number one, both of them getting a bit of a bonus there, but Bizet getting 0.35 over Straight's 0.21. And that second one, there we go.
Wow, Kyle played great defense by doing tricks. That knack-knack and that Superman may not seem like much, but he's basically playing defense. He's chipping away out of that time benefit that Bizet was going to get with those more banger tricks.
Yeah, and doing what he needs to do there. So Straight taking that one, but by the narrowest of margins. So, I mean, going into that next run, they get 2 runs to swap it into the other gate. But we're looking back up top right now. Antoni Valloni and Bernard Kerr there. So Bernard, he's no stranger to the podium, and he is a very good rider of these events, and this kind of course is going to play to his strengths, Cam.
Yeah, Bernard Kerr, race background, qualifying in the 3rd spot, and Antoni Valloni back there in 14th. So I think it's no surprise that we're going to see Bernard out front here for the first bit of the race run.
So they're in that flat corner there. It slows down a lot, not a fast course in some parts like we've seen in other courses.
Yeah, no, a lot closer than I would have expected. Antoni going for the tuck no-hander. Truly neck and neck.
Very neck and neck there.
Okay, what's Antoni got for us down here in the last finish line jump? I bet Bernard's probably going to keep it safe for the nice scrub. Antoni Valloni also keeping it safe. Kind of goes back to what we were talking about, that jump not being an ideal perfect trick jump.
No, especially if you're kind of maybe coming into it a little loose, it can throw you different there. It's not a wooden ramp or anything like that. So Kerr definitely taking the lead aspect in the time there. But again, we'll have to see what the judges say. And then that last jump, it's almost a wash, right? Both of them didn't trick it, but here's the first jump. And then Valloni, he's only getting kind of not even an extension on that. Does that play in with the judges, Cam?
Yep, everybody's getting a score for that jump, regardless of if they scrub it or if they take their hands off a little bit. Obviously, taking your hands off a lot is going to get you a bigger score, but just getting them off there a little bit is going to give you a little bit of a score to cut into that time.
But it is first round, so we can see there Kerr winning by 0.99. First round, second, we're going through the jumps here. What are the judges going to say? So Valloni getting a 0.21 on that one. A 0.21 on that. The advantage 0.92, so not really knocking much off on Kerr there.
Yeah, that's a great thing about this event is you see the wide spectrum of riders from different backgrounds. Bernard, who's full-on racer. Some call him a free racer because he loves putting out his Stoppy Sunday videos. But Anthony Valloni, I mean, that guy does double front flips and stuff like that. So to see him out here in a race event is really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there is lots of racing still to go here today. We're still in first runs. It's DSNS. You got to stick around. More coming up.
Hold a sunlight in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. For too soon the summer sun will in winter sleep. Hold a sunlight in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. Too soon the summer sun will in winter sleep.
Go the SRAM coming up there. And Cam, they actually just released a new fork today. We can't really talk too much about it, but of course it'll be on Pink Bike in the next few days. pinkbike.com, your one-stop shop for all things mountain bike related. So again, our spectators filling into the side here, the crowd, it is amazing. I may not be able to understand what they're saying. You may not be able to understand what they're saying, but they seem pretty passionate of what's going on. I mean, they're the French.
You know, I like the phrase you had earlier. You said you gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
Gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
But would it be out here in France, Crankworx du Alpes, would it be you gotta risk it to get the baguette? It may not rhyme, but that's kind of what you're doing, right?
I think so. I mean, I was walking in this morning and there we go. We're actually straight back into racing here. Not without any delay on this one.
This is gonna be Cam Zink right here going up against Benoit Chevet.
So Zink on the inside there. We saw him. Oh, there we go.
Benoit going, oh no, toboggan to crash. I'm not sure if Zink even knows he crashed. He may have heard it, but Zink had the backflip. And obviously being on your wheels is gonna be the biggest advantage you could possibly imagine out here in this speed and trick format.
Yeah, you got to keep the wheels moving on that one. Hopefully Benoit is doing okay up there. He got the extension on it, and Zink just going for that backflip there. So again, the clock's still ticking.
Yeah, with our maximum differential being 40 seconds, which doesn't make so much sense. You know, you got to get back up and get as quickly onto the pedals as you can. He's cruising down, which what he doesn't realize is he just gave himself a 16-second differential to make up in the next round. And that's quite a steep hurdle to try to hop over.
No, I mean, this is the start of the quest for Cam Zink and his repeat title here if he wants to do it. But let's check this out here. Let's break down what went wrong here for Benoit.
It started out great for everybody. Tricks quickly led to face in the dirt. So that's the gamble you do right there, man. You know, it's a little bit windy out here, so he wanted to do a trick to be able to chip away at that score. Tuck no hand or something that leaves you pretty vulnerable to the wind, and or the toboggan, however, and not really getting the wheels back straight after the wind kicked it out. So,
well, and we keep talking about how loose it is. It's almost like he landed in a bit of a rut there. It almost like he landed in a rut and it just steered him one way and he went the other way.
Like when the wind's blowing, the world is your rut. There's no real good way to keep your bike straight except for doing a backflip because you're kind of in your own momentum and that tends to keep you straighter.
So jump one going to Zink.
We were talking earlier
Jump
about how
two.
he's got the strategy, and flipping in the wind is definitely a smart choice.
So Cam Zink taking run number one there with ease on that. He'll have to, again, it's not just a one run and done. He's got 2 runs each round to try and get through on that.
That's why you don't see him celebrating down there, because the race is far from over.
Okay, here we go. Canada versus USA. Brotherly love right now versus Tom Van Steenbergen.
Man, this is rough. I got my brother and my teammate both in the gate together. Only one can make it out alive. I don't even want to watch. I'm kidding. I gotta watch this. This is great.
You gotta watch. I mean, I can call it here for you. They're up. They're in the gate. There's the snap.
Both of them getting off to a good start. Neither of them have a shifter on their handlebar. Their bikes are set up more for slope style. You can see Tom got his mounted to the down tube. Tyler doesn't have a shifter. But once you get up to speed, it doesn't matter what gear you're in, because it's all about picking the right line, the right trick. Backflips for both of them. Tristan, they are truly neck and neck.
Synchronized backflipping here. They go the over-under. Such a cool perspective there as they go back and forth. They're coming into this last little bit here. It looks like Tom has maybe a little bit.
Oh, what's Tom going to do? Both of them backflip. Wow, that was as close
there
as
you go, Cam. 0.03 on that. So this is where it really comes down to the judges. This is where it comes down to the jumps and what the judges say on this.
This course is awesome too, because they are really mirror images of each other. And when you have the same speed, you got two guys who are both fast. They're truly neck and neck.
Very neck and neck. So let's get a replay here as they come in.
Backflip for both of them, landing pretty much the same time. That difference in landing time was probably about 0.3. They had the same differential on each other the whole way down.
Yeah, and again, they're coming in the later part of the course, and same thing, boom.
Touch, 0.03, that is nothing. I can't even blink my eye that fast.
So this is where it comes down to the judges. They have to nitpick both of these flips. They have to nitpick it because somebody has to win or not win. You can actually have, if you get close, a tie here. But what are we saying? What's it saying?
Nitpicking a trick doesn't really, that trick in particular doesn't make any sense because they did it identical. So that was straight up race because they had the same exact style and the same trick going down there. So it all came down to the speed in that point. We can talk about it, we can deliberate it all day, you know, how it's going to play out, if speed's going to be worth more, or trick's going to be worth more, but if you do the same exact trick, then it's just a race.
Yeah, exactly. So Tom hanging out there, a thumbs up for him. He did. But we want to know what you guys think. We need you guys, go online, crankworx.com. Cam Zink is the most decorated DS&S athlete in Crankworx history, but he was off the podium for the first time in Rotorua. Will he? We have multiple options here. Cam, what do you think?
Well, option one, will he take the win in Les Deux Alpes and make it 3 wins total for his career here? What's the other option, Tristan?
Will he make the podium? That is the question.
This one I do not see happening. Beat Kyle Straight in an arm wrestle, but he knocked out of the bronze medal round. I don't think anybody can beat Kyle Straight in an arm wrestling match.
Or be knocked out in general. For you guys tune in, crankworx.com. You guys can make your vote there. And we can figure out at the end of the day what is going on there. Or what is going on back up in the gate. We got Jonas Turin and Adrien Leron in the gate. Swiss versus France. We'll have to see what they say there. Leron, he is getting the jump out of that one.
Adrien Leron, you do not want to be put in the gate next to this guy. He focuses really hard on this DS&S event, and getting pitted against him in the first round is definitely not a place you want to be. Heel clicker.
Blast from the pass on that jump, Cam.
I love seeing a heel clicker. That's a good idea, because if it's a jump that you can't flip or tail up or anything, you might as well kind of think outside the box and do a trick that not many people are doing.
When in doubt, heel click it out. What do we got off that final jump there?
Oldies but goodies, a heel clicker and a knack-knack in the same run here. Adrien Leron coming through way quicker, but Jonas Turin chipping away at it with those old school tricks.
Yeah, Leron, his big is always been the speed. We saw that in Rotorua. We saw it here last year. Speed is his advantage when going through in those rounds. So again, we saw him. He got second in Rotorua. He got 4th last year. You know he wants a medal here in his home country. Well, let's break this down. Going for the speed tuck there.
And that heel clicker was a great plan for that right there. It's something that's probably going to get a little bit more scores than if you were to do a standard no-footed trick like a no-foot cane or something, just because you don't see it very often. And you know how things go. What was in fashion back in the day goes out and it eventually comes back. So I have a feeling he'll get rewarded for that.
So you're cool with this. You know style inside out. You're cool with somebody throwing down a heel clicker.
I'm definitely down with Jonas' heel clicker. I think it's time. The knack-knack came back a couple years ago after a long time being dormant, and so let's bring back the heel clicker.
Well, the judges are down with the heel clicker, and they are down with that final jump there. It's changing that advantage to 0.95. So again, Adrien Leron still has that advantage after run number 1 there, but pulling it up a little bit there. Jonas, we'll have to see what he can do. Maybe hope for a little slip there in run number 2.
Yeah, Jonas has only got a 0.95 to make up. The maximum for both jumps that you can earn is 0.94. So if he kind of keeps going with that same strategy, he could get through this.
But we are back up at the top here. So we're seeing Sam Reynolds was in the other gate on run number 1. He is now back on that right gate. But Maxime's got 9 seconds to make up. Let's see what he can do.
Look, they're both a little bit off balance as soon as the rubber band went through. But they quickly made up for it. Tristan, we're coming into that first step down. What do you think we're going to see here out of Sam Reynolds?
Well, Sam coming in, maybe a backflip.
A backflip for both of them.
So again, they're kind of pulling close here. Almost looking like Sam's maybe losing a little bit there on that. Oh, nearly tucking the front end.
Keeping it nice and loose. One last chance to get a trick.
So Maxime blowing out of the gates there. Doesn't even matter now. So going too quick, tucking that front end, and then just missing the next gate on that.
Well, I was talking about how virtually nothing 0.03 is. The difference in this run was 0.01.
Yeah, so not very much on that one. So again, you could see Maxime knew he needed to push it if he wanted to try and pull up and get the advantage. So they're again kind of neck and neck there. And Sam kind of doing a slow backflip.
Yeah, both of them going for the backflip on the first jump, but kind of what set Sam apart there was obviously the 0.01, which isn't very much, but choosing to do two different tricks, doing a tail up on the last jump instead of another flip, I think that's going to be something that he's happy about once the scores come through.
But yet, Maxime missing a gate, so that is a disqualification there on him. So not enough. You saw him kind of blast it and then air to the inside there.
We didn't talk about missing gates much. That's the quickest nail in the coffin you could possibly do to your run here in this format.
That's the quickest way to hang out on the sidelines and cheer on the rest of the competitors here for the rest of the day. So going through advantage, disadvantage right there. But you can see Sam Reynolds, he is making it through to that next round. He had a little pool party the day before we got in down in the parking lot there. I felt like we missed out. He has a little kiddie pool down in the pits. Again, it's so hot, you need to cool off here in Ladies Help.
It's a BYOP situation. You got to bring your own pool.
Exactly, bring your own pool. We're looking up on the hillside there. That is where the judges are at. They're hanging out, the highly established and highly esteemed judging panel. And these are the same guys that we're gonna see tomorrow afternoon trying to figure out who is walking away with that slopestyle title.
Oh my goodness, some of the riders are warming up here with this format, and then the judges are also getting warmed up for tomorrow's big show as well. We got more racing in the gate here, Tristan.
There we go, Mitch Chubby, Thomas Lemoy. Lemoy though, 0.32 is what he's gotta make up, but he is already distancing himself from Chubby.
Two slopestyle specialists here head-to-head in the DS&S format. We want to get a look at that first jump to see what they did.
As they come into view here, over, under, so cool. I'll never get tired of that view.
All right, one last jump to try to get a little bit of a benefit here. Chubby's coasting in. We had Lemoyne absolutely sprinting. I have a feeling maybe Chubby, it could be some sort of mechanical or something, or he's just thinking about big picture differentials, I'm not sure, but he wasn't pedaling through that last section of the course.
I feel like we lost something there in that maybe first upper section. Let's see if we got a replay here.
That's the beauty of the replay here, huh, Tristan?
Okay, what goes on here? So we got the jump.
All right, we had a bar spin for Lemoyne, a suicide for Chubby. It looked like it was all good. I'm trying to figure out through this replay what happened to Chubby. Because as you can see here on the last jump, he's already over it, not taking pedals, where Lemoyne is fully sprinting.
Coasting across the line there. So again, let's see, 0.33 is where it's at. We'll have to wait and see what the judges are gonna say on this one. Tie on the first jump. Tie on that next one. So what is it?
Oh,
0.01.
Wait a minute, like, okay, what am I missing here, Tristan? I'm trying to figure out if it was that close. It was 0.01. Chubby wasn't sprinting. That could have been the difference right there. I missed the gate. I gotta think maybe there's a drop chain or something.
You gotta think, oh, well, that's the thing with racing, right? If you're racing against the clock, you cannot relax. You cannot give up anything on that. So you gotta race top to bottom. And like the rest of the guys, hopefully they're learning up at the top there. Again, we're in our second runs right now in our DS&S. The action is heating up. The riders are heating up. Cam, I'm fired up. I want to see some big tricks. We're going to have to wait and see what the riders have for us in that next run.
Hold a sunburn in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. For too soon the summer sun will end winter sleep. Hold a sunburn in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. Too soon the summer sun will end winter sleep.
All right, you can see there, Whistler Bike Park. Fortunate enough to call that place my backyard. Get to ride there each and every day. Cam, I actually saw you earlier up there this year. You were hanging out, maybe a little down day while filming for Unreal.
I love Whistler. I've been going there since 2003, and any excuse I get, I hop in the truck and I get up there. I'm a little bit closer where I live now, so I'm going to be there a little more often.
Any excuse is a good excuse for the Whistler Bike Park. So as you can see right here, our brackets we are figuring out. We're in our second run of our first heats. You see Sam Reynolds and Thomas Lemoyne will be facing up in that next round. So that's the advantage. You get your bracket done early. You can see, try and strategize. What are you going to do with your rider here? So again, some big heats, some big riders still to try and duke it out here. We're just in the early stages of this contest. So very, very interesting, what's going to happen going on. But let's go check in with our third member of the team, Cam. Let's go send it down over to Tina Dixon. Let's see, Tina, what's going on over there?
Thanks, guys. And I just got a chance to talk to the #1 qualifier, Sam Reynolds, and I asked him, well, which side does he like better? And he said, well, actually, it's the side that I don't make the most mistakes on. He said they're both extremely difficult, and what's making them hard right now is the berms. It's dry out there, like I told you earlier, and so the berms are getting cut up, and then they'll put water on the berms, and it gets slippery, and you don't really know that until you actually show up to the berms. So for him, make as few mistakes as possible. Now, keep in mind, he's a slope-style guy, but he thinks this course has a racer's advantage. And then I asked him how much you can see the other rider on course. He said, more than you expect, and it's pretty cool. Guys, I'll send it back to you right now.
And that's the one thing I love about the racing there, Sam. And that's one thing that Tina broke it down. You can see what's going on right beside the other rider. So, I mean, Cam, do you like that kind of dual slalom format?
Absolutely. Slalom was always one of my favorite things when I used to do the races. And having an idea of how much you need to make up because you can see the rider on course next to you, it's an exhilarating type of thing.
So speaking of seeing the rider on the course there, Greg getting caught up in the gate.
Greg's seeing something that maybe he wouldn't want to see, which is the other rider way out in front of him. He's got a lot of ground to make up.
He seems to be pulling even, though, a little bit as he's coming into the flat corners.
Luckily, he's coming into this jump, and he's got a deep bag of tricks to choose from. He's going for the backflip. He looks to be making up some time as well.
He's getting on the pedal strokes. He's getting on the gas. That's what you need to do here as we're coming down in the bottom section. You can't give up.
You can see him already prepping for this trick jump, kind of letting off a little bit, thinking, all right, I'm going to do a big old backflip.
Another backflip on that coming across. So 1.55 is what the clock's going to say.
A lot of that can be traced back to that start, Tristan. He was kind of sleeping in the gate there for a minute.
He did get caught sleeping on that, not a jump. So again, we're not using a gated start at all, and it's not a regular time. It's not a beeper calling him down, and we've got a girl up there. She's giving the orders of what to do. She kind of gets it. Rider's ready, snaps the gate. But you can see coming into the first trick jump here what happened.
Yeah, he had the backflip, which is a great idea since his opponent isn't tricking, so any trick is going to be a good trick at this point, and especially if you're behind, you got to do something. So keeping it simple in Greg Watt's terms with 2 backflips, but doing exactly what he needs to do considering the opponent he's up against at this moment.
You think Jeremy's harnessing the power of the crowd there? He is from France, Cam.
Well, that can be a big factor as well. You hear everybody screaming, your adrenaline squirts a little bit. Get the turbo boost with that crowd interaction.
Let's see what the judges are saying here on the jump. So obviously Cam taking that one right there, or sorry, Greg taking that one right there. Taking both jumps. Is it going to be enough though?
Let's see how much he can chip away here.
And Jeremy Severin. So Jeremy taking the win.
Jeremy riding for water.
Hey, there is nothing wrong for riding for water. You can see there the crowd filling in. The next rider's up in the gate. So one other thing at play, Cam, we've got the France versus the world here. So going over the riders on the world team, we got Cam Zink, Tom Van Steenbergen, Thomas Lemoyne, Adrien Leron there for France. And what's going on here? We got Straight in this one.
And speaking of Frenchies, you got Antoine Pizet right here racing against Kyle Straight. This was definitely a close round in the first heat. There was 0.38 separating them after the scores were tallied. A backflip for Kyle. Or knack for Kyle, backflip for Antoine. Similar to the first runs. Let's see if any updates were made to the strategy here on the last jump.
Straight got the advantage coming into this final jump.
Straight looking back, seeing that he has some time.
Oh, there we go. And man, Antoine Pizet nearly bought the ball there with that one. Front flip, landed a little front tire heavy and getting a little speed wobble. Again, the soft, loose dirt there, not an easy one.
I love seeing Kyle look back. He knows he had 0.38 on him from the first round. He's going, okay, do I have enough time to just do the Superman? Because he knew that Antoine was probably going for that front flip down there, as he did. Knack-knacks and backflips again, same as first run.
Again, there, Kyle using the advantage, using his racing background in those berms.
Antoine, the only guy we've seen front flipping this last jump so far, so if he's able to make it out of this round, he might have missed a gate down there, looking at that replay.
Yeah, he was outside of that red gate. We were gonna have to wait and see what the judges say on that, because that right there could be an automatic disqualification.
And if they didn't notice it, we should have kept our mouths shut, huh?
Well, they're not rigged up to us, which is maybe a good thing at times. They probably don't want to hear what we want to hear, but Antoine Bazette taking jump number 1 there. And jump number 2 as well. 0.23 with meaning Kyle straight going into that next round.
And Kyle, he's been around for so long. He's been doing this format for so long. He knows exactly what tricks he needs to do. He had one of the toughest trick competitors in that one, but he was able to have the speed and do just enough tricks to get through into the next round.
Do you think he's pacing himself?
Absolutely. You watch him, and he's got such an amazing mindset for this competition. He does pace himself.
So Antonio Vallone versus Bernard Kerr there.
Antonio Vallone with the most fun name to say ever. Makes me think of a sandwich.
Yeah. Hold the mustard on some white bread. Let's see what's going. Talking about white bread there, we've got Bernhard Kerr. He's been hanging out in Europe.
And Tony Vallone hardly ever holds the mustard when it comes to a trick jump, but he did right there. He didn't trick that jump, which probably wasn't the best choice. It may have been due to the wind, but Bernhard kind of just ripping him to shreds at the moment.
Exactly, Bernhard. I think he gets in the riders' heads more than anybody else realizes. He uses that racer's advantage. They know if you're a slopestyle guy, if you're against him in the gate, you're like, oh man.
Do you think there's any smack talk in the gate?
I don't think there's any smack talk, but Kerr doesn't need smack talk. We know he can smack talk if he needs to with the best of them.
I would love to hear it, you know, with a British accent, a nice little smack talk.
You can see their first jump, a little scrub from both of them. So again, that kind of thing, judges are probably just going to be marking that as a 0 or just as a tie if they do have to give it some marks on that.
Just awesome to see Antonio Vallone out here, regardless of if he gets bumped out of this round. Crazy guy in the trick world, but just trying his hand at some racing. It's nice to see people venturing outside of the comfort box.
Yeah, so Kerr taking it with the speed there by 0.84. So he already had that advantage from run number 1. Let's see what the judges say on that. So nothing on that first jump. Kerr getting a little bit of points on that second one.
They gave him some points for that scrub. It did look good on that replay. I like that.
It was pretty nasty. It was pretty nasty. So that means Bernhard Kerr is going into that next round, which means we got to try and figure out from the next heat here who's going to be going on, Benoit Chevette or Cam Zink. They will have to deal with Kerr in that next round.
How about that? If you scrub dirty enough, it's almost categorized as a trick. You got a 0.18 score for that scrub.
Yeah, not a bad one on that. So the riders hanging out up top there. We talked about it earlier, Team World versus Team France, and Cam Zink is on Team World, handpicked by team captain Annika Burton. We'll have to see. Zink had that advantage after run number 1. We'll have to see what he can do into this second one. Getting a view from the bottom of the corral there, the fans hanging out. Optimum sun tanning weather right now up in the Alps here.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah, you said it. You gotta make sure that sunscreen's on. My pasty Canadian skin gets burnt pretty quick with this stuff, so I gotta hide out a little bit here. But fans lined up top to bottom on the course there, and that is what we want to see. They've been cheering on all the riders, making sure they're pumped, making sure they're ready.
So we have a rider on course, it looks like. We didn't see them start, but Cam Zink's the only guy we see on the course. We didn't see the gate.
Looking like maybe Zink has got a bye on this one, because they were looking around. Benoit was nowhere to be found.
Oh.
Zink getting nasty on that drift.
Zink's never not on. He's pushing hard in a round where he's racing against nobody.
Yeah, so the other racer dropping out. Zink's just getting another warm-up run. Again, your defending champion. He wants the hat trick here. But he has got to go through Bernhard Kerr on that next round. That will be the hard one, Cam. What are they going to do?
I'm excited about that one. Two guys with tons of speed. Zink obviously has more tricks than Bernhard, but Bernhard kind of has a tendency to really not want to lose and turn it up when he really needs to.
Do you here is my question to you. Do you think Zink throws all the tricks out the window? and it's just a racer-to-racer, mano-to-mano race run.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised because of how much slower you have to go into the jump to do the trick. He knows how fast Bernard is, and he might be thinking, well, anytime I hit the brakes, it's a bad idea. So to hit the brakes and do a backflip, he might be scrubbing as well because he's got that game too.
Well, the thing with Zink is he was your junior national dual slalom champion from way back in the day when he was a young lad, without a wife, without a kid, without a house. He was one of those fast guys. He knows how to get between the gates.
There we go, Tom Van Steenbergen and Tyler McCall. The gate has dropped, they're on their way.
Again, 0.03 on this one. So it's pretty much a dead tie after run number 1. And it's a dead tie off those flat corners right there.
Another backflip for each of them on that first trick jump. An identical run. I feel like we're watching the same run from before where they had a 0.03 time differential. But will there be anything different on the last jump?
That is the question. They both have brothers that they have to chase. That is why they are so quick coming into this final jump.
Ooh, looked like Tyler tabletopped a little bit in that backflip. It's a good idea. He was back by 0.05, which is not very much. So maybe just clicking the bars into a tabletop on the backflip, it could be just what he needs to kind of get a little bit more than Tom.
It could be what the judges say. Looking at it here, again, just textbook backflips there on that. Tom had the advantage going into that, and then things started to kind of pull up a little bit even as they went into the middle part of the track.
Something that maybe wouldn't be obvious, but just turning her handlebars a little bit on that flip. If the judges recognize that, you might get a little bit of points out of it.
Is that you just being optimistic for your little bro there? You want to see him
That's me thinking about what the judges have done in the past. Let's see what they do today.
Okay, let's see what the judges have to say.
Identical on the first jump.
So it's coming down to the second jump.
And there we go. There we saw it. We saw a little bit more of a
Tyler
point.
getting the advantage.
Oh, man. By 0.01.
Oh my God! So Tom Van Steenbergen, part of Team World there, doing it for Annika Burton, is knocked out in the early stage.
It was all about turning the bars a little bit and getting a tiny bit of tabletop on that backflip. If he would have done an identical backflip to Tom on that last jump, he would not have made it out of that round. Tyler McCall playing the strategy game, and he'll be in the next round.
So you can see the brackets lining up there for our round of 8 coming up. We still got one more second run here from heat number 1 to decide things.
I gotta think Tom's going, I should have just done a tabletop.
I should have just given it a little bar tweak.
Oh.
Okay, we just actually got word over the headset here. Tyler jumping a gate, and I did remember seeing a little bit of a bunny hop at the bottom there. So one of the course officials deeming that cutting the course. So Tom Van Steenbergen still in it. Unfortunately, dude, here, I'll console you. It's all good. It's all good with little bro. But we got our next one. We got Adrian Lerone and Jonas Turn.
I'm happy for Tom, too, but man, accidentally bunny hopping a gate. That's just these gated race formats, you know, you never know. Those gates are gold.
Yeah, if you're offline, that is not good. And talking about online, these two guys here looking close, but Lerone navigating those flat corners with ease.
Lerone choosing not to do a trick, but we do have a heel clicker over there out of Jonas.
But Lerone just turning on the nitrous right there. He's got the supercharger going quick.
Backseat pumping, no trick. Jonas going for that knack again, but is he close enough to where those tricks will matter?
Yeah, that is the thing. Even if you're far back, there is the time where you have to think, you know what? There's too much of a gap between me and first. It doesn't matter what trick I do. I cannot make up 0.94. That's the maximum with the judges.
He was back by a bit coming into this second round where they switched courses. So doing the same tricks he did last time kind of helped him gain a little bit on Adrian Lerone the last run, but I do not think it's going to be enough because he had a differential against him going into this round.
Yeah, getting the replay there over that final jump. So again, Lerone had already crossed the line while Jonas was in the air there. That's the kind of lead that he had pulled out on that.
But the knack was sweet.
I mean, the knack and the heel clicker. I mean, this means if he gets knocked out, we're not going to see any more heel clickers unless somebody decides to bring the blast from the past.
And if we could get the online community watching the webcast to start hashtagging heel clickers rule, maybe we can talk somebody else into doing it. Zink's probably got that in his bag.
Yeah, exactly. So both jumps going to Jonas Turn there, but not enough. So Adrian Lerone is going through to that next round. He'll be facing off against Tom Van Steenbergen. But again, we're just getting things done. Heat number 1 done, Cam. 2 runs in the bag there. But going into that next heat, we've got our 8 riders now. 16 becomes 8. We gotta take that down a little bit more. Racing action, it's gonna get exciting. This is the DSNS at Les Deux Alpes.
It's serious. All capital letters and numbers. These usually mean business, and that's fine. Sometimes it is. What we realized is this One by World is a dedicated approach to making everyday riding simple and smart. Whether you're an enduro specialist, slopestyle dominator, World Cup winner, or me, a mountain biker, One by is for everyone.
Nothing like a little recap of what is going on in Whistler. And speaking about Whistler, Giant Bicycles, the official bike park sponsor there, back home. Such great bikes that they build, such great riders they got. We'll be seeing their #1 rider, Marcelo Gutierrez, on Sunday there, trying to do it for downhill. Again, and getting another look at the judges up there. They seem pretty relaxed up in that zone there. They're not stressing too hard.
Well, it's the calm before the storm. As we start chipping away at these brackets, we're getting down into the 8s, the 4s, and the 2s. Then they'll be biting their nails.
Yeah, like you said, brackets, we got them popped up there. What are we doing? We've got it down to 8 right there. We got to try and figure out, though. It's only one at the end of the day who walks away with this. We've got some interesting matchups right there. We've got Reynolds Lemoy in that first one, Severin and Straight in that next one. And of course, Zink and Kerr, that is going to be a all-out fist fight, I think, on that one. That is going to be speed versus speed, mono versus mono.
All right, we're lining these 2 guys up here. Sam Reynolds on the left side of your screen, Thomas Lemoyne on the right side of your screen. This should be quite heated.
We get the snap there. They are neck and neck going into those first berms, getting some roost.
Sam having a foot come off the pedal, but recovering, getting it right back on. Little fast plan off of that drop. Nice technique using the jump skills for the racing component. Big backflip out of Sam.
Bar spin out of Lemoy there.
Be interesting to see what the judges do with that. A backflip and a bar spin.
They're pretty close as they're coming down into this final jump.
And on the last jump, we have a tail up and a scrub. Wow.
So there we go. 0.04 is what the clock says.
You know what? That's a case of Lemoyne right there playing the strategy card, knowing that in the round before he saw Sam do tail-ups. You can't get the pedals to the ground as quickly because you're trying to get your feet onto those pedals. So Lemoyne decided to just get right on the ground, start sprinting. And
the scrub on that. But look at this first jump here. Big tricks, backflip and that bar spin. Blasting the berms here in the middle part of the course.
So look at that. Oh man, Lemoyne made up a ton on that. Sam was still waiting to land while Lemoyne was on the ground pedaling.
All right, so the riders hanging out. 0.04 is the only difference there that Lemoyne had. We got to see what the judges are going to say. Backflip versus bar spin.
Yeah, Lemoyne, you know, he was going fast, but Sam was up in the air there, gaining points.
So Sam using the backflip and the tail whip there. 0.71, making even more an advantage there after run #1.
Lemoyne had a
But as you can see, Cam, we've only got event #1 going right now, the DSNS, but we got the Pump Track Challenge presented by RockShox later on tonight. You got to tune in. You got to check it all out, and I can't wait to call it. Of course, the big dog tomorrow, Slopestyle. That is kind of really what is going on. That is the one that a lot of people tune in for. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is there. New Zealand, 2:30 a.m. I don't know if I can get up that early.
Oh, there will be people. You remember how enthusiastic they were there? They will be waking up.
They'll be fired up. And then we got the IXS downhill on Sunday. Nothing like some speed to wrap up our week here in Crankworx Les des Alpes. Nothing but action. Practice actually going on right behind us right now. The riders loving the course, the loose, dry conditions that are happening.
Interesting to see if you can withhold the pressure.
Who we got next here, Tristan?
Who do we got here next? We got Jeremy Severin and Kyle Straight.
Ooh, yeah, they had a good first round.
Yeah, they both had strong rounds. Now they're battling it out head-to-head here. Another France versus USA match. Knee pads versus pants.
Oh, there we go. That first race was so entertaining with Kyle looking back and playing the strategy card, trying to decide what trick to do.
Yeah, exactly. So coming in here straight on the outside, navigating that flat corner easy.
Straight's looking fast, and he threw in a little toboggan just to gain a little bit more. He's looking real quick. But Jeremy, with the French crowd screaming behind him, he's gaining up some ground.
There's nothing more powerful than national pride.
A Superman and a one-footer. Kyle going with the Superman. Nice to see Jeremy throwing that foot off there, just trying to earn some points.
0.19, that's what the clock says. So Straight making it down first, but that's the whole name of the game here. Just because you cross the line first does not mean you win. It is now up to the judges' hands on that one, Cam.
Will they give him the full points for a one-footer? What do you think, Tristan?
Yeah, I mean, they got to kind of award something. Otherwise, when they award 0, it means he did nothing. So even a one-footer, that is considered a trick. I mean, that's more than what some people can do out there.
I love to see that. He's thinking, how else am I going to make up even just the tiniest amount of time? How fast can you actually ride that jump? You might as well ride it fast, take a foot off, and get as much as you can.
And how low was that Superman from straight off that final jump there?
It was called a Limbo Superman, I think is what it's called.
And Limbo Low Man, he got the Superman, he got the extension, barely getting back on the pedals, but Straight's been doing that trick forever in the day. That is second nature. That is a trick that kind of shot him to stardom way back when in Rampage.
Yeah, if you can learn how to do all your tricks after scrubbing the jump, you know, scrub Superman, then you're kind of getting the best out of both worlds.
Our fans looking on here, exciting. And let's go down to our crowd with the third member of our team, Tina Dixon, down there with Kyle Straight.
Well, if you guys want to know exactly how these bikes are set up, no better person to tell you than Kyle Straight, who's been looking very strong on the course so far. So Kyle, walk us through your setup.
I run the Metal 4X with Commensal. It's kind of a slope style slalom bike, so it's perfect for this application. Pike DJ in the front end. We got the Monarch in the back. Kendra tires front and rear, kind of, it's rough out there, so I run a bigger meat in the front, but I mean, the bike's running well right now, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just having fun so far, and let's just keep picking it off and get through the rounds.
Yeah, you're looking good so far. Well, thanks for your time. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks very much, Tina. And then Kyle giving us the insight there, exactly what you want to do to set up the bike. And you can see from that graphic, he's got a huge front tire on. He's not playing around here in the sandbox today.
Kyle Straight has a huge front tire, and he uses it to full advantage out here on a race course. He knows he used to set up a bike for slalom racing, so he knows that kind of goes a long way, putting some traction in the front wheel.
Yeah, he is racer first, free rider second. But, you know, he still likes to dabble. That's a cool thing about this event, seeing everything. You got the drivetrain on the back there, limited gears. You don't really need to pedal too much on this course.
Yeah, just the ones you need and leave off the ones you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is the match that we were talking about. This is the match. What are we going to see here? Are we going to see speed, or are we just going to see style? One can only think Zink knows he needs to lay it down here against the DH Racer Kerr. And there's the jump.
This could be a final run. You never know who's going to get met up in these preliminary rounds. Cam Zink versus Bernard Kerr. This will be a grudge match.
All it takes, though, is one little slip there. Zink coming in on the inside.
Zink with the backflip.
So he's still in touch. He's still in touch with Kerr. What's going on here? Does it come down in the bottom part?
He's right on him. Oh! Riding his front tire over that log, just barely holding it through the gates.
Over the drain pipe, so backflip there again on that one, coming across the line, 1.44 back.
But he had those tricks.
He did have those tricks. You could see there he was trying to go for the advantage, and there's a drain pipe coming out just in case any of that stuff falls from the sky there, and he hit the old front tire, maybe almost tucked it a little bit on that one.
See, that could have slowed him down a little bit. These tricks absolutely slowed him down, but they're going to come back and surprise him with a nice time benefit once the judges calc out the scores. So even though he may have finished behind Bernard Kerr, man, it's going to be close considering that Bernard had 0 tricks and Zink had 2 backflips.
Yeah, exactly. And you could just see on that first jump there how much slower the backflip was. Kerr just doing that scrub and just pulls away while they're both in the air.
It's night and day having to slow down to do that trick.
So Kerr taking the speed win. What is going to reign supreme here on style? Waiting for the judges to come up. There we go. Jump 1, jump 2. What are they going to say?
Keeping in consideration our maximum amount you can earn is 0.94. I don't know if it's going to be enough for Cam Zink to do it.
So popping up for Kerr there. Looking like it didn't really show exactly what the difference was there for us on that one.
Oh, we do have Tyler in here.
Well, Tyler is in. Maybe we were a little off by what a disqualification there. Maybe they had a chat to the commissaires. But here we go, Tyler versus Lerone.
They could have reviewed the footage or something, because I know Tyler would have known if he missed the gate. So he's back in there going against Adrian Lerone.
Okay, we can see here Lerone getting the tuck off of that backflip with McCall there.
Tyler moving the bars a little bit on that as well. It worked for him that run against Tom Van Steenbergen, so he's seen if he can work against Adrian Lerone. Adrian Lerone with a hefty advantage on the time coming into the last jump with 0 tricks. Tyler going for that backflip table again, getting right on the pedals. Now it's time for the judges to do their math and see if Tyler can squeeze through another round.
Yeah, when we were saying, we saw it in the pre-show there, what kind of rider could win here today? We know Lerone has tricks in his bag, but the course is favoring to that speed aspect. He's not having to throw down. He's not having to reach into his wallet and throw anything down here in these early runs.
Sometimes you're surprised, though. Sometimes you get to the bottom, you see your score, and then you see the time benefit that's calced out, and you go, oh, maybe I should have done a trick.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know, what should I do? What shouldn't I do? So we're looking through here on that. Lerone getting as much advantage again, crossed the line before Tyler's wheel could even touch down off that final jump. So 1.37 was that disadvantage there that Tyler's got with speed. Now we'll have to wait and see what the judges say here when the graphic pops up.
Got 0.09.
Yeah, so 1.37 is that change there. So Adrian has the advantage in run number 1 here. He'll have to see what's going on. He'll have to try and put down a solid again here on run number 2.
Final, we're going to go for the second 8 in a few moments.
All right, we see the course right there. And hey, we can see us now. Hey, what's up? Well, let's jump down to our 3rd member of the team, down in the crowd there with Tina. Because Tina, we thought there was a disqualification. Maybe you can clear this up for us here.
Well, everyone thought there was a disqualification. And first of all, that has been the closest heat we have seen so far. I'm talking about the Tyler McCall and Tom heat in the round of 16. Now they came down, and it said that Tyler was going to move on by 0.01. And then the judges said, no, Tyler jumped a gate. Tom is actually moving on. But I was down here, and Tyler and Tom were talking to each other, and Tom told Tyler, no, it was actually me that jumped the gate. They clarified it with the judges, and Tyler said, hey, thanks for being honest. And now Tyler's continuing on with the racing, guys.
Gentleman's game, holy cow, I never would have seen that coming.
Well, leave it up to a Canadian to be honest of what's going out there on course.
That makes me all warm and fuzzy. I know my brother made it through, and my teammate's an honest, good dude. That's amazing.
Well, as we saw, he made it onto that next round. He needs to put in the work now. He needs to. He's been given a second chance on that. And speaking about second chances, we still have second runs to come up here. Lots of action still to go. It's your DSNS. Lots of action. Cam McCall, Tristan Merrick. Lots going on.
Hold a sunburn in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. For too soon the summer sun will in winter sleep. Hold a sunburn in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. Too soon the summer sun will in winter sleep.
Watching that little video there makes me want to go fast. And what makes you go fast? SRAM. You got the RockShox box, you got the brand new Lyric, so many things. Again, Pink Bike, they're doing recaps every day, Cam. That is pretty much your one-stop shop. That is your Walmart. You get everything you need there at Pink Bike.
That's the hub. We're lucky as mountain bikers to have that hub. You get there and read your morning newspaper, essentially.
It has got everything. You just can't, even when you're like, oh man, what's on there today? You just go on there. You just, even if you try and stay off the internet, you're like, wow, I should probably see what's going on Pink Bike.
Yeah, good luck. It's an addiction for some.
It is. Sometimes it's a healthy addiction. It keeps you up to date, especially during event time, like Crankworx laid us out. That is what you need to stay up to date with there. They keep everything going on. Of course, social media is the other way as well. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can stay up to date on all that stuff. Crankworx is where you're going to find it on that. And for all these people out there, they're probably up there on the Instagram, tagging stuff, hashtag Crankworx.
She looks to be on the harmonica. Is she playing the harmonica?
And a little harmonica on the side of the other hashtag, L2A Forever. But here we go. There's our brackets right there. The little green dots beside the riders' names signaling the advantage from run number one. So who won run number one? Bernard Kerr won it over Zink there. Kyle Straight over Severin. Sam Reynolds and Adrian Lerone. Those are your leaders after run number one here in our final round of 8.
If you don't have a little green bubble, it means you got to go a little bit faster.
Yeah, it means you need to go a little bit quicker. We should almost have red there. It means you're going too slow. You need to pull it out in that second run because there can only be one at the end of the day. Again, though, is Zink, it kind of gets my heart rate up. It makes me worry a little bit here. What is Zink going to do? I don't want to see him get knocked out again, man.
I know, Zink is your pick. He's been your pick all day, but he does not have a little green bubble next to his name.
No.
But he knows how to fight back from a little bit behind, so we'll see what happens.
He's a fighter. We've seen him. I mean, everybody's seen him online or at home. This is a guy that can overshoot canyon gaps or throw the biggest 360. Or heck, even set the world record for biggest backflip on a mountain bike. He can do it all. But it's not his turn right now. Run number 2 in a round of 8 right now. Sam Reynolds, Thomas Lemoy, they have swapped sides there. Reynolds winning run number 1. Tomaso, 0.71. He's got to throw down some big tricks here, Cam, or he's got to go incredibly fast, get down that track to try and disadvantage that advantage for Sam on run number 1.
Well, Sam may have the advantage in time, but Thomas Lemoyne will have the advantage with the crowd cheering for him out here. He's going to pull out all the stops and try to get out of this round.
Yeah, exactly here. So Thomas there on the red course, Reynolds on the blue. Thomas falling behind on that first jump.
Oh, Thomas had a little bit of a mistake there, missing the backflip. Sam got the backflip, so he's going to have that benefit. Thomas is just going to have to put the ponies down to the ground at this point.
Things are getting tied, though. Things are getting close in the middle part of the course. You're coming down the final jump.
No trick for either of them there, going straight for speed. And Lemoyne crossing the finish line, 0.13 ahead of Sam Reynolds this time.
Maybe they didn't read the memo. Jump for show, corner for dough. That is how it works here in DS&S.
I like that. That's hilarious. You needed the dough on this one.
See there, Lerone just going with the scrub on, or Lemoyne on the scrub on that.
Man, I wish he would have tricked that first jump because coming ahead a little bit, but not enough considering the advantage he had against him going into this round. He needed some sort of points on that first jump, or the second jump for that matter.
Well, he was feeling the heat from the weather here in France, but he was feeling the heat from Sam Reynolds right there.
0 bonus there.
So Reynolds taking jump number 1, and just a tie on that final jump there. And that is going to be all she wrote there. Thomas Lemoyne not going through. Again, he got second here in 2013. He got 4th in Rotorua. But Sam Reynolds, you're going on to that next round. And he's going into that round of 4, Cam.
Sam Reynolds is definitely looking on point. He's moving into the round of 4. That's a great place to be.
That's where you're going to start getting closer to paying the bills. But here we go. Kyle Straight, Jeremy Severin, 0.19. Not a lot of time right there.
Oh, Jeremy Severin getting off to a little bit of a lead out of the first straightaway. Kyle throwing roost out of here. This Les Deux Alpes dust.
If anybody knows how to destroy a berm, his name is Kyle Straight.
If anybody knows how to do a trick on the last jump, it's going to be Kyle Straight. So
just nothing but race right now, nothing but race.
He knows he has the lead, so will he even bother down here taking the feet off the pedals? He will not. And neither did Jeremy, so I think Kyle, you know, he's got the numbers floating around in his head. He knew what he had to do, and he did just that, not wasting any extra energy. Let's see how it calcs out, but I have a feeling we'll see Kyle straight in the round of 4.
Yeah, Kyle pacing himself on that one, and that is actually, if we flash back to what we saw in Rotorua, our big man there who won it, Martin Soderstrom, said, you gotta pace yourself. It's such a big day. As we can look back up on the course here, here you go, straight, just coming into that first jump.
Neither of them tricking that, just keeping it smooth and efficient. And that's, I mean, efficiency is something that Kyle obviously had on his mind in this run. There was no excess pedal strokes that he didn't need, no excess tricks that he didn't need, just enough to get through that round of 4.
No, he was not wasting any energy on that one.
I love Jeremy's energy. He's fired up the whole way, even though he just got bumped out. He's ready for an amazing week out here at Les Deux Alpes, just riding bikes and having a blast.
Yeah, well, that is it. And it's all about having fun, and that's what Crankworx brings to the table. We got the bonus. It's popping up there. 0.64, which means your man and our man, Kyle Straight, going on to that next round. He's going to be stacking up against Reynolds.
Ooh, that's going to be good. Two guys who are looking really efficient out here. Reynolds has thrown a bit more out in the trick category than Kyle has, but Kyle might have to dig a little bit deeper into the bag when he goes up against Reynolds.
But here it is. Here is this round. It could be a dual slalom final, but it is not dual slalom. It's DS&S. What do we got going into this?
We got Cam Zink and Bernard Kerr out of the gate for you.
Zink getting some roost on that first one there on the inside, but going into the outside here.
Oh no, he got hung up in one of those red gates. Hopefully he didn't miss the gate. He's just gonna kind of pretend that never happened, get that backflip to the ground and keep going down this course.
Something tells me he was leaning in way too hard and hooked it with the pedal, but he's still giving her, he's still trying.
The Cam Zink never gives up, so. Oh, he's going for the backflip suicide, it looked like, on that jump. That is exactly what he'll need to do to kind of make up that time differential. Yeah. Taking the hands off on a backflip on that jump is ridiculous. You'll see that on some of the slope-style jumps out here, but on that flat jump, it's basically like doing a flip sui on A-line. And I can't wait to see the replay, because I have a feeling he tried to take those hands off.
So you can see right here, they come off that drop, and he just catching that red marker in the back there.
The question is, did he miss the gate, or did he just take the gate out?
Well, my guess is he was leaning in that inside pedal there, hooked on it. As long as you make it around the short side of the stubby, you're A-okay. Even if you tear it out of the ground, you're A-okay.
Okay, let's look. Let's see if he took the hands off. Man, it's tough to tell on the screen, but I saw something happen there with his hands.
Maybe a little bar turn there. He was trying to pull it off. So Kurt winning it, obviously, with the speed on that one, crossing the line first. Wait and see what the judges say. So Zink taking jump number 1. Zink taking jump number 2. Is it going to be enough? And it is not enough. Kerr going into that next round. Cam Zink, his 2015 tour here for Crankworx Domination, not going so well.
Your pick, Tristan, your pick.
Oh, my pick.
He didn't have money on him.
He's only got one more chance this weekend to get another medal. That's what that means. He is knocked out of the DS&S. But we still got another run here, and we still got another run for your brother.
Tyler McCall is back by 1.37. His first time lining up against Adrian Larone. I know he'd love nothing more than to make up that differential and move on to the next round and see if he can do it.
So getting the flat corner there. He's looking smooth into the jump.
He's got the backflip. That's going to help out. Landing front tire heavy, but lining up perfectly to that next berm, getting on the ponies.
Even getting a little tabletop in on that backflip.
Adrian Larone looking real efficient. He's probably not going to trick this jump because he hasn't busted that out yet. Tyler's going to go for that flip table again, but unfortunately he would have had to cross the finish line a little bit closer to Adrian Larone to have those jump scores really matter today.
Yeah, we are seeing nothing but speed reign supreme here with the DS&S. Still got to wait for what the official judge's word here is on the jumps here. You and I have, you know, we're the armchair officials here, just kind of seeing what's going on. You got to think an advantage that big there for Larone over Tyler. Even with Tyler's tricks, isn't going to be probably enough to rack it and stack it for him to get into that next round.
Yeah, you crunch the numbers with a maximum of 0.94 you can earn for both of those jumps. You got to be pretty close. You can't be 1.37 back. 1.23 is what he was back before they calced out the jump scores. Tristan, what do we have for the jump scores?
What are they saying here? Jump 1 going to your bro, Tyler. Jump 2 going to your bro, But again, we talked about it. It's not going to be enough of an advantage. Adrien Lerone taking the W there and going into that next round. So him and Kerr will be facing off. That should be a great battle. But we're seeing here, we got Sam Reynolds, Kyle Straight, 2 slopestyle riders versus 2 DH riders here into that next round of 4.
Which is cool because only one racer could come out of one round, only one slopestyle guy could come out of the other round, and then they will meet up, and it will be the epitome of this racing format. But my question to you is, all right, it's pretty much expected for Adrien Lerone and Bernard Kerr to just have a race right now, not do a trick. Would one of them kind of throw a wrench in the works and say, I'm going to flip because he's not expecting me to?
You could do that. That is the thing. But speaking about riders and getting knocked out, let's go down to the crowd. Let's go check in with Tina. Tina, what is going on down there?
Well, we all know it's racing and anything can happen. Cam, you were the defending champion, so walk us through the races today for you.
Yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking because I've never left speed and style. Won it first year, third second year, and then won it last year. And it's just, yeah, it's racing. I came into a corner wrong, almost hit the deck because there's like a drainage pipe in there, and I managed to save it. It cost me like probably half second or something, and that's what Bernard got me the first run. Second run, I clipped the gate about a half second or more, you know, so it would have been a pretty dead heat, but I think I would have had him if it weren't for those mistakes, but that's racing.
Yeah, and with this course, you know, we have the jumps and the speed. Where do you think people are going to win on this course?
It's tough now because our qualifying runs, like Sam, his first run down, he had a good run and he did a couple tricks, and it was over a second slower than his qualifying run, which he didn't do tricks on. So it's almost a strategy because Bernard's run, he only beat me by like 0.2 in qualifying, so it's tough to even see if you even want to do tricks. Yeah. But flips are fast, so that's why I stuck to just trying to do low flips, but those mistakes are what cost me.
And moving on, you are doing slopestyle, so how much does this motivate you and get you fired up for that event?
It kind of just bums me out. Slopestyle is its own animal, and I've been enjoying the speed and styles more these days than slopestyle, unless it's like Rotorua or Whistler. Those are my 2 favorite courses, but speed and style is always the most fun for me, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, it's great to see you out here racing. Thanks so much for speaking with us. All right, guys.
Thanks, Tina. And you can see it there, Cam. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Zink just not holding back. You can see the disappointment in his face there.
Yeah, the thing that stood out for me when he was talking there was that's racing. And that's what it comes down to sometimes. You're never guaranteed a podium spot because anything can happen in racing format. So he's still got slopestyle. I know he's going to put all of his focus on that tomorrow. But right now, you know, still trying to wrap his head around not getting a podium finish in the speed and style here.
Well, we talked about it before going to Zink there. You can see the brackets. We got slopestyle, Sam Reynolds versus Kyle Straight, DH with Bernard Kerr and Adrien Lerone battling it out. And Cam, you broke it down. Doesn't matter what happens, DH versus slopestyle. That is what is going to be going on in that final. Still lots to come here. Our final round of 4. They are coming up. Lots of action, lots of high-flying action here. You guys got to stick with us and get into it. Lots coming up here with our DS&S finals.
It's serious. All capital letters and numbers. These usually mean business, and that's fine. Sometimes it is. What we realized is this One by World is a dedicated approach to making everyday riding simple and smart. Whether you're an enduro specialist, slopestyle dominator, World Cup winner, or me, a mountain biker, One by is for everyone.
Oh man, Cam, I don't think I'd ever get tired of watching those ads there. It's pretty cool to see what's going on. And what's going on is Giant Bicycles. They've got Marcelo Gutierrez. He will be out here on Sunday to try and take that DH title. He has been coming on, and he has been coming on strong this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Sunday will be the day for downhill, and I'm excited to stick around and call it with you and see who can stand on top of that podium.
We're going to be doing a little role reversal. You're going to be hosting, and I'm the guy with all the stats and facts.
Yeah, we better switch headsets for that one.
Yeah, switch it over. Talking about switching, we've got Sam Reynolds, Kyle Straight. It is in our final round of 4. Kyle getting the jump out of the gate there.
Kyle's no stranger to getting out of the gate first. He's got a real good snap on him. Been racing for so many years, but Sam has a ton of speed and current slopestyle rider as well, so what tricks is he going to throw? A big backflip on that step down, Kyle keeping it safe, but roosting the berm.
You know, Kyle, if he leans into those berms too much, he's no stranger to blowing a tire off the rim.
He's got that big front tire, he was saying, from his racing background. He knows that gives him more traction. Superman for Lyle and a tail up for Sam right on the pedals.
We're seeing that trick combo there. A tight racing, 0.66. USA versus Great Britain on this run right here.
Yeah, but looking at how the judges have been scoring things, you know that a tail up is going to score higher than a Superman, but it sure is better for Kyle to have done something rather than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Getting the replay here, and look at Straight going inside and just carrying the momentum into that first trick jump.
Yeah, Kyle's good at carrying momentum. That's definitely his strong point.
Yeah, he is no stranger to that, keeping the speed going there.
Hopefully we see him out of the pump track as well. It's all about carrying momentum in that.
Yeah, taking care, holding the heat there. Sam's got that Terminator lens on there. We're gonna see what the judges have to say here. Again, folks, we're getting into our final round of 4, which is, it's gonna start to become into pain positions. So Sam Reynolds, jump number 1. Sam Reynolds, jump number 2. So we got a dead tie. Dead tie on that one. So it means that second run, all the marbles are up for grabs. All the marbles on the table for that one.
Man, what are the odds of that? You have so much going into the final score at the end of each round. It's the time, it's every little pedal stroke, it's the opportunities to clip gates or land on drainage tubes, and it's also all those tricks. To have it even out to a dead tie is so rare.
Yeah, so it is our round of 4. We're going to try and figure out the 2 winners from these rounds, which we got Bernard Kerr and Adrian Lerone. 2 fast guys next. But we still got small finals after we get through our 2 runs here in our round of 4. Figure out who'll get that 3rd place. But let's see. We got the jump.
Oh,
Kerr almost going a little early there.
It sure looked like it. This is our racer heat, 2 racers in the gate against each other, knowing that it's all about the speed. Well, one of them surprised the other by doing a trick. We already saw one of them kind of get a little antsy in the gate.
Lerone's pulling up. We're seeing it here, just scrubbing off that jump. It is all about speed on this one, Cam.
Oh my gosh, no tricks on the first jump, both of them. This looks like a World Cup slalom heat right now.
This is speed versus speed coming down to the final jump.
Pedaling all the way into the lip, almost landing at the finish line. Adrian Lerone coming through a little bit slower than Bernard Kerr there by 0.34. He pretty much landed at the finish line.
Yeah, he did. He was sailing on that one. I'm no official. I don't want to say anything, but it seemed like Kerr maybe had a bit of a jump there. It seemed like that rubber band was a little bit on the tire there, but Lerone pulling it up there into that first jump, getting the scrub and actually getting the wheels down on the ground faster than Kerr there on that one.
Yeah, I'd agree. It definitely looked like there was a little bit of a jumping going on in the gate. I'm not sure how they police that, but man, Adrian Lerone kind of finished pretty close to the amount of time where he may have got jumped on.
Yeah, exactly. So 0.34. I'm going to say with the jumps here, I think we're going to see Wash. Maybe Kerr gets some points on that final jump for that little bit of a whip. Oh, Kerr getting points on the first one and on the second one.
Looks like Adrian may be a little tiny bit frustrated.
Yeah, 0.51. You can see him there. He's probably not too stoked on that one.
Yeah, let's keep the camera on these guys, see if they may have words.
Yeah. They might have a little bit going on there.
This is a fun event. It's a fun event.
It is, but it's competition. It's competition.
People want to win, and when something fishy may have happened, you know, words may be exchanged. Who knows what's happening right now?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. You see the brackets here. We're getting down into the nitty-gritty. So Kerr taking that one. And we saw a tie, so there is no green dot on that first one. They have done their first run, but it's a dead tie. It is a dead tie on that one. What are the chances with that? That is the thing. Well, second run's coming up. We're down to 4, Cam. We've been flying through the brackets here. So much excitement, so much to go here. I can't wait to see. We're gonna be crowning somebody brand new here later on this afternoon. More runs to still to come. It's coming at you guys live from Crankworx Les Deux Alpes.
Hold a sunburn in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. For too soon the summer sun will in winter sleep. Hold a sunburn in your hands. Don't let him sing too sweet. Too soon the summer sun will in winter sleep.
All right, the Whistler Bike Park and Giant Bicycles has been a partnership for the last few years, and it is a strong one. And talking about Whistler Bike Park, that is where slopestyle really started way back in the day, Cam. That's where it all began, and that is what lit the fire for what Crankworx and what it is today.
It was an experiment in 2003, and in 2004, Crankworx was formed. They said, this experiment worked, let's start doing this, see how long we can make it last. Now we have 3 stops all around the world, and it is thriving. I love Crankworx.
Yeah, we've got all the DH background, we got all the other stuff, but slopestyle, I mean, man, dude, I was actually sitting in the car when we were driving up here. I remember you back in the day. You're riding an old blue frame. You had these big pads on. It was your first year of when it was officially Crankworx. And it's crazy to see the progression. And the progression is going to be dropping tomorrow afternoon for our slopestyle finals here in Les Deux Alpes.
It will be nuts. There's a dozen trickable features on this slopestyle course. And yeah, the form of competition that was born in Whistler is brought all over the world now. And this one in France is the most challenging on the circuit. So it's going to be really interesting to see who can link all those tricks together. And this course is always challenging, and nothing has changed this year. So it should be a real good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Looking at the course, it's good. I'm getting excited for it. You guys at home should be getting excited for it. It's slopestyle tomorrow, and here's a little sneak peek of what to expect.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Brandon Semina.
Yet no one ever said that winning it would be easy.
Brett Reeder is going to take the win out here today.
Watch Brett Reeder fight for his second win as he keeps his eye on the ultimate Triple Crown prize. But revenge is sweet, and after Rotorua, Brandon Semenuk is hungry for it. And let's not forget the rest of the field, all capable of claiming the top spot.
Tommy G comes out and delivers like the postman. Rogatkin! Sweet sauce!
Don't miss the showdown. Crankworx Triple Crown of Slopestyle. Les Deux Alpes. Live July 11th. Only on Red Bull TV.
If that doesn't make the hair on your neck stand up, I don't know what will, Cam. That is just, tomorrow is going to be electrifying. It is going to be nonstop. We got some changes to the course. It's hot and dry, but they've been working on the course here. Things are going to be looking good, but it's up to the people at home. You guys need to tune in, and there is the breakdown of the times. You're going to be waking up on the West Coast. What's better than breakfast? Well, breakfast and slopestyle at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I choose that over Christmas any day of the week. It's going to be a grudge match out there tomorrow, and wake up early, tune it in, and check it out.
Yeah, it is going to be exciting. The riders actually cruising by us right now, going to check out the course. And, of course, Sunday, though, let's not forget the downhill presented by IXS. That is going to be the action. That is where the fastest riders in the world are going to be negotiating that track and trying to take that win. It is not going to be an easy one. It is right behind us. We're kind of in this amazing Super Bowl stadium style down here. Slope style to the right, speed and style straight to us, and behind us the downhill track. It is all within walking distance. I could just throw all over the place. But speaking about downhill, let's go on down to Tina. She's down there with a guy who is no stranger to the podium, Marcelo Gutierrez.
That's right, Marcelo. You will be competing in qualifiers tomorrow. So tell us how practice has been going for you so far.
First of all, hi to everyone. Practice is amazing. Like, the track is just beautiful. It's just dusty as expected because like they haven't had rain for quite a few days already. And yeah, it's just narrow and sketchy as it's been before, but good fun though.
Yeah. And as a rider, how do you deal with the dust?
I mean, you just have to get a bit loose and deal with it. Like, just if you, like, for example, what happened to me just a week ago in Lenzerheide, Switzerland, when you push too hard, when it's dusty, you just start like losing your bike everywhere. So you just have to like let it go and just deal with it and get used to it.
And how is it to be here in France? We've got the first event going now, you know, and then you guys are the finals on Sunday. So how is it for you as a competitor?
Oh, it's always good. Sometimes it's a bit tough to stay focused. Like, you have all the events and you have parties at night, so you just have to be smart, like go to bed early and just like stay out of here and just do your thing. Cause like, yeah, you're the last guys, like we're the last guys to go. So yeah, just about being smart.
Really can't wait for the racing. But guys, we'll send it back to you right now and get back to DS&S.
Thank you very much, Tina. And Marcelo kind of hit it on the head there. It's Crankworx. It's hard to stay focused if you're that last event. There's so much going on. There's people hanging out. There's action. And talking about action, we have got ourselves our second and final run here in our run of 4. It is a dead tie. That is right. They tied on the first run with Tricks. Here we go, coming in here.
How often do you see a dead tie in this format? It's very, very rare. So we know these guys are super evenly matched, even when you calc out the jump scores. All comes down to this.
Straight kick in the gate. The Zinc had trouble on there.
Oh, backflip for Sam Reynolds. A straight scrub for Kyle Straight.
It is all on the line, people. It is all on the line on the second and final run right now. And Kyle Straight's got the lead coming into this final jump.
Kyle's going to make it to the jump first. What's he going to do? It's going to be a tail up for both of them. Kyle getting through the finish line first, doing an identical trick to Sam. Are we going to have another tie? What's going to go on here?
Oh, man, I don't know if I could handle that there, Cam. I don't know. So we got tail whip to tail whip. I'm going to put my money on that Straight's tail whip was a little better. He landed on the pedals and got on a little cleaner than I think Reynolds did. But Reynolds tricked the first jump where Straight didn't do anything.
Yeah, getting on those pedals at the end is very important. I'm not sure if either of them really got on the ponies there. We're going to have to check the replay and find out.
We saw it on the first jump there. Again, straight air from Straight, so that's an automatic issue kind of going in.
Here we go. Kyle's pedals moving a little bit and kind of missing that last stroke that he needed, where Sam actually got that last stroke. So that could be the determining factor, considering they're so tight in that first round.
So 0.26, first jump going to Reynolds. Second jump going to Reynolds. What is it going to equal out as?
Yeah.
Oh, 0.36. Sam Reynolds, we're going to see you in the finals.
So tight once again. I know Kyle's wishing he would have thrown that little toboggan like he did before. Might have been enough to kind of push him closer, but 0.36 was the time differential once was all said and done.
You really can't just straight air any of these jumps. Like even just a little bar turn, a little grab of the seat, as fast as you can do it, that's what you need to do if you want to try and get it. Again, each rider can get points in the jump. It's just one rider is going to win that jump compared to the other rider.
The strategy changes as the day goes on as well. The stuff that you would do in the round of 16 isn't necessarily the ideal strategy for the round of 4. And once we get into the finals, depending on who we have in those heats, it's going to be another toss-up of strategy.
Exactly. Well, let's go down to the corral. Tina is down there with the pool boy himself, Sam Reynolds.
Yeah, and Sam, you told me earlier that this course had a racer's advantage, yet you are moving on. So what is making the difference for you?
Well, I honestly can't tell you. It's such an honor to race against these guys. You know, if someone told me I'd be even riding in Crankworx when I was a kid, I wouldn't have believed him. And to beat a legend like Kyle Straight, I'm over the moon. You know, like I feel like I've already won.
Well, you will be going up against potentially Bernard Kerr or Adrian Laurent, so how are you going to beat them?
Well, they're the real racers, you know, so I don't know, I guess I'm going to have to
pull out the moves, and you gotta not make mistakes. It's real slippy out there, but yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. I can't believe it anyway.
Well, best of luck. And he said it earlier, you can't make any mistakes on this course. Both sides very difficult, guys.
Thank you very much, Tina. So cool to see Sam just pumped. He's pumped to be in the finals. It's cool to see that of an athlete, letting it show. But we've still got one more in the show here to try and figure out who's going to be joining him in that finals there. France versus Great Britain. Adrien Lerone has the .51 disadvantage. Kerr beat him in that first run. Oh, we've seen a little taste of his own medicine on that one.
I love it. You know what? He's not going to have words. He's just going to do it himself. And that's the perfect way to deal with that situation. We're all on an even playing field now, and let's see how it shakes down.
Actions speak louder of words. So we're seeing a scrub on that first jump. Lerone keeping it up here, going into that bottom part where Kerr's going to try and have to put in some work.
This is exactly what we thought. This is the racer's heat right here. Will they try to trick this jump? My bet would be no.
Lerone getting the advantage. What is it coming across the line? .25. Oh, man. Oh, man.
You know what? They might get points awarded for their scrubs, too. They were coming into that last jump so fast, and we saw it earlier when Bernard Kerr had such a mean scrub that he actually got a little bit of a point from it.
They were not easing off the gas at any point on that run there. You see, Lerone pretty much textbook style, exactly what Kerr did. So actions speak louder words. He decided to give it a little jump there. But they're pulling up even coming into that first trick jump.
Oh, man. So much drama in this heat right here, considering how the first one went, how close they were, and whether or not there was maybe a jump on the gun. But that scrub that Bernard had right there, that might give him some points because we saw it happen earlier.
Somebody's been watching YouTube videos to learn that one. So Lerone won in speed and that, but we got to equate into that first run and see what's going on here. What are the judges going to say? So Kerr getting an advantage on jump number 1 and jump number 2. Minuscule. There's .37, so Bernard Kerr going into the finals right there. We've got an all Great Britain. 1-2 going into that finals there with Sam Reynolds and himself. And then Kyle Straight facing off against Adrien Lerone.
Man, those guys are pumped right there. Moving on. Such a dramatic heat there between Adrien Lerone and Bernard Kerr. The crazy thing was that Bernard Kerr was able to get some points for that dirty, dirty scrub.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to, again, you just have to do something. You can't just go straight over the jump. There, our bracket is a set. First up will be our small final. Kyle Straight, Adrien Lerone. Lerone's going to have to get back up. He's got to shake that one off. He's got to get back, locked and loaded in the gate, because he's got to face off against the big man, Kyle Straight. That guy can blow up a berm if he wants to blow up a berm with that tire.
Right now, he's going to be trying not to blow up the berms. He's trying to stand on that podium again. He's still got a chance. Adrien Lerone and Kyle Straight, they both have an opportunity to get that bronze medal. But as far as gold goes, it's all about Sam Reynolds or Bernard Kerr. We got a GBR final.
What do you think Reynolds is going to do? This is where strategy comes in. Slopestyle versus DH. And speed versus steez.
The strategy that would work in Rotorua is not the same strategy that would work here. The jumps here are way harder to trick, and you lose a lot more speed. So maybe he's just going to have a race, a full-on duel with Bernard Kerr. You know, like they used to cowboys back in the day. You know, face the other way, turn around, shoot each other.
Yeah, so again, the crowd getting fired up for that gold medal match. Again, small finals coming up first. But we're actually going to cruise down to the finish line, crowd, because Tina's down there with a free ride legend himself, Richie Schley.
That's right, I am down here with Richie Schley, who just told me he's been out riding the mountain, having some fun, doing some work shooting photos, correct?
Yeah, but it's pretty fun still.
Yeah. Well, Richie, this is the 4th year here at Les Deux Alpes, yet the 12th year at Crankworx. Give us your history with this event.
In the beginning, you know, we wanted to make a cool mountain bike festival in Whistler that was not the traditional race thing. It could be different things than any of us dreamt up, and I was kind of the guy that really wanted slopestyle to happen. I wanted to bring all the stuff from up in the mountain bike park down to the village so everybody could see it and see what we were doing up there, and that was kind of the beginning of slopestyle.
Yeah, and tomorrow is slopestyle, and that's going to be the big event here, so what are your predictions?
Oh man, the level's so high and there's so many good guys, but being a Whistler boy, I love Brandon Semenuk. I think he's the best guy, and I think he's a Whistler boy. He should win.
The hometown hero for you guys. But right now we have DS&S. Sam Reynolds, who is the slopestyle guy. Bernard Kerr, who's got the racing background. So who's your pick?
Well, it's kind of the perfect final, right? You couldn't you couldn't pick for a better one, but I might have a little wager going on the side somewhere, and I think I have Sam Reynolds in there, so let's see.
All right, there you guys go. We'll send it back to you.
Well, thank you very much. Getting the insight there from Richie. I mean, I want a job where I just get paid to go ride my bikes and take photos. It seems like a pretty good job. He seems like he's been doing that one for quite a while. He's got a pretty good career path on the go, Cam.
Like he said, he was the first guy to kind of bring slopestyle to the Whistler Village. He was designing the courses in the early days and competing in the early days, so it's really cool to still see him out here being a part of all the action.
Yeah, it is cool to see him part of it. You can see the big globes there in the background. That is where the Pump Track Challenge will be happening later on tonight, presented by RockShox. And that is it. That's where you tune in. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're in New Zealand, 6 a.m. but a day ahead, and then 8 p.m. if you're over in the CET. But again, slopestyle, that is Saturday. I feel like I need to harness my inner monster truck voice. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. That is when it'll be all happening, and that is when we see Brandon Semenuk, Richie Schlee's pick there, do what he needs to do. We saw things not go to plan there in Rotorua, so it's all up to Brett Reeder with that Triple Crown. And then, of course, Sunday is all about the DH here, presented by XS. Riders doing their qualifying. They're going to get ready. We're going to have seeding runs, so we're going to see the slowest riders drop in first, and we'll be finishing it off with the fastest riders. G. Atherton, Marcelo Gutierrez, so many guys. George Brannigan. It is going to be great. It is going to be amazing, and it's a tough one to call. I don't even want to put a wager on it this far out.
Especially with the dusty conditions, you know, it's kind of like how Speed and Steve's been going on right here, where anything can happen. The downhill course is obviously going to be really long and dusty, so it's anybody's game still.
Marcelo kind of hit it on the head. You got to let the course come to you. If you try and push it, as we're seeing with DS&S here, if you try and push it, you're going to have mistakes. So you got to ride within your limit. You got to let the course come to you. You know, you're going to lose traction in some spots, but you're going to hook up in others. That is the name of the game. It's just nice to be in warm, sunny conditions in the Alps here. I ain't complaining. This is a good way to go about it. And the fans, this is the weather that they love. They don't want to be hunkered in the cold. They want to be sun's out, guns out. And here we go. We're so close. So Les des Alpes. We're here north of Monaco there, and just the backdrop, I just can't get enough of it, Cam. I just can't get enough of it.
I feel like it's fake. Every time I turn around and see that, I feel like it's a big old green screen printed out there behind us. It's so massive, a larger scale than what we see in North America, so honestly, a bit surreal.
It is, and I would have to say that's where I think we have a pretty good job. Richie gets paid to go ride his bike and take pictures, but we get to hang out. We have the backdrop, and this is the backdrop that we get to hang out here in Les des Alpes. You just don't want to go, what's past those houses? That's what I keep wondering. Every time we see the videos, like, what's past those houses?
Absolutely, it just drops off completely vertical. It's pretty amazing to have a town up here in this atmosphere and stuff just built right on the side of cliffs.
Yeah, very much. You're seeing the surrounding architecture. Very nice here, very French. I can only imagine how cool this place is in the wintertime, but it's all about summer, and that's where we want to be.
Well, in the summer, it's a Four Seasons place. I mean, people are skiing up here still, so you can do the winter activities in the summer. You probably can't do the summer activities in the winter, so you might as well come in the summer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are getting our brackets locked and loaded. Up top, we'll be starting things off with our small final, USA versus France. You know, Adrien Leron will want to use the crowd to his power here to try and earn a bronze medal there. You know he doesn't want to go home empty-handed, but of course, for the gold, Bernard Kurt there, he worked his way through, and Sam Reynolds, it was cool to see him just speak candidly of how stoked he is to be in the finals. He had no expectations. It's not like I expect to win gold or I'm going to be choked. He is in that finals. But here we go. Small finals, run number 1 of 2. Kyle Straight, Adrien Leron, France versus USA.
All right, they're off. I can't wait to see how Kyle can hang with Adrien Leron and if he's going to choose to do some of the tricks.
Yeah, are we going to see just straight airs and nothing but speed? Here we go, coming in. Leron's got the inside edge there, getting the drift.
Both of these guys want that bronze medal in the worst way. Kyle showing how bad he wants it by doing that toboggan off that jump, learning from his mistake in the last round where he forgot to do that and didn't get any of the point time deductions.
Neck and neck in these berms here that bring the racers riding into each other.
Superman for Kyle, straight air for Adrien Leron. Kyle coming through the finish line really close to Adrien Leron, 0.38.
You'd have to think with the judges, this could actually be a wash. Things could go back to 0. You're even an advantage to Kyle on that one, Cam. We're seeing that he threw down on both of those.
That's a really good place to be if you're Kyle Straight because you can potentially make up 0.94. He was close enough to Adrien Leron. He did a trick on each jump. I feel like he's in a good spot right now.
Yeah, exactly. He got the toboggan on the first jump there. Got the Superman on that final jump. You can see there, he's in there a little bit more. That caused Adrian to pull out that advantage because they were neck and neck, but it's now down to the judges. What are they gonna say here? 0.38 is what is on the clock. Jump number 1.
Here we go.
Straight getting that one with the toboggan. Jump number 2.
Chipping away at it.
He got that one as well. What is the advantage?
We go.
There you go, 0.08. So Kyle Straight crossing the line second, but having that advantage going into run number 2 of here, our small finals here.
That's what it's all about. That's what we've been talking about all day, trying to figure out how to balance out those two elements, the speed and the tricks. Kyle Straight did it perfectly there and comes out of that first run with the advantage.
But here we go. This is for the gold medal. This is run number 1. Sam Reynolds, Bernard Kerr, red versus blue, Great Britain versus Great Britain. They get the same jump out of the gate.
Yep, no head starts there.
You have to
courteous to their common countrymen.
Yeah, you'd have to think Kerr maybe has a slight advantage. Oh, fast plan off of that. That is not a trickable jump, though.
But this is, and Sam Reynolds goes for that backflip. Bernard Kerr just putting the pedal to the metal, trying to get to that finish line first. And Sam's going to try this technique of chipping away at the score by doing some tricks.
Yeah, you'd have to think there. Things are actually tight. Sam's holding on pretty well. Scrubbing a tail whip.
Wow, that's pretty close.
That is pretty close, all things considered there. You can see Sam actually had kind of a mix-up up at the top of the course there. As they come down, nothing but respect, whereas, you know, we saw Bernard not really give anybody a high five earlier on. There was nothing but he wasn't really communicating with the French, as we would say.
Yeah, there was a little bit of tension in that heat, we could tell, but in this one, it seems like a friendly grudge match at this point.
Here we go, coming into that first jump.
Sam Reynolds with that flip. As we said before, you have to go slower to do it, so you lose time, but you gain the points, which can take a benefit off your time as well.
That final jump, so Kurt doing a mega scrub there. You know he's gonna get some form of a point.
And that's playing defense, because all Sam Reynolds can do is make that .94. He's back by over a second.
Okay, so let's see what the judges say here. Jump number 1, going to Reynolds with that one. Kerr getting a little bit of points on that. Jump number 2 going to Reynolds.
Oh, wow. Oh. He cut it close, though. He cut it real close. Luckily for Sam Reynolds, this is the first round. He's got another chance to try to chip away at that. .03, that's completely doable.
Yeah, that is right, the .13. And this is the game. This is the strategy now. And this is, we're actually going to send it down to the third member of our team. Tina is down there with Sam Reynolds. What is going on? What is he going to have to do for that next run?
Well, we saw you, Sam, chip away at the score and the time with your tricks. Where specifically on the course with those tricks do you need to make the difference?
Well, there's 2 jumps that he tricked, you know, and I know I'm losing a lot of speed to Bernard, but that's just, you know, you don't know. That's where the, where your brain comes into play, and I assume I'm going to be behind him coming into that last jump, and depends how far behind. Maybe I'll pull a bigger move out the bag. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, well, there are higher scores for different tricks, so you're just going to have to wait and see what he does.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say here, but when you're on the track, you know, like, you're thinking 1,000 miles an hour, and all you're thinking about is getting down. So we'll see if I can use my brain. I don't know, but I'm having an awesome time anyway.
It's been great racing. Looking forward to the finals, guys.
Thank you, Tina. And like he said, Sam said there, the heart rate goes up, focus goes down. But here is our brackets, our finals and small finals. 1 run done. Kyle Straight with the advantage in the small final. Bernard Kerr in that advantage as well. We got DH versus slopestyle in both of those. You guys are gonna have to get behind it. We've got the finals coming up. We've got a bronze medal to give out first, and then we've got gold and silver. The action is heating up. The riders are going back up to get into the gate for that final round here. Again, it is your DS&S at Les Alpes.
It's serious. All capital letters and numbers. These usually mean business, and that's fine. Sometimes it is. What we realized is this One by World is a dedicated approach to making everyday riding simple and smart. Whether you're an enduro specialist, slopestyle dominator, World Cup winner, or me, a mountain biker, One by is for everyone.
Here we are, Les des Alpes. It is a sunny afternoon. We got DS and S. And we are down to our medals rounds, Cam. We are down to the nitty-gritty here. This is where money gets handed out, and this is where hardware gets handed out.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to give out that hardware, and both of these rounds, the small final and the final, are really, really tight going into this second run.
All right, well, we've got them locked and loaded back up in the gate here. 0.08 is the advantage. Kyle Strait holds over Adrian Lerone. You gotta think this is gonna be a grudge match.
There we go, 0.08 advantage separating the two. Kyle Strait out in the lead right now from the first round, but can he hold it together and beat Adrian Lerone?
Kyle's got that blue course. He gets the inside on that. That seems to be a bit faster.
Kyle going with no trick, neither of them tricking that first jump. This is a straight up race.
Kyle almost tucking the front end a little bit in that soft berm, but they're now down into the middle section.
Well, Kyle choosing to just go head to head and race Adrian Lerone on this one. Really changes, nope. Not changing his strategy, just going for the race. Let's see. It was so close coming into this one, 0.08.
So 0.26, Cam. Do the scrubs, and do those equate for anything, because he only had a 0.08 advantage.
We've seen some scrubs be awarded by points before, so you can't count that out. It's not over until somebody sings, and I hear nothing right now.
Do you want me to sing?
Well, you can start singing once we see these scores.
We'll sing when we see the scores. But again, so this is our bronze medal match here. Looking at this, both riders scrubbing over that. They're kind of neck and neck, and it looks like Strait loses a little bit right in these corners here, down to the lower part of the course. Lerone just staying low and fast in that.
Man, Adrian Lerone just does not make mistakes.
I don't know if those are legit enough scrubs to award points, though, Cam.
Luckily, you're not a judge. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay. What do we got here? What do we see? Jump number one. Is there any advantage or disadvantage? It's a wash. It is a wash. So jump number two. That is a wash, too.
Wow.
And there you go, your bronze medalist by the smallest of margin. Adrian Lerone keeping the medal streak going here.
Keeping the French crowd happy as well. Can you hear them cheering?
And I know it's kind of early, but he did get second in Rotorua, which technically could put him in the points lead right now for that DS and S title that we'll be giving away after the Crankworx round in Whistler.
Yeah, such a heartbreaker not having Martin Soderstrom out here. He's out with another leg injury, but that really puts Adrian Lerone in a good place here, having that podium finish in Rotorua, and now another podium finish here in Les des Alpes.
A very strong showing. Well, let's send it down to Tina with our bronze medalist right now.
Well, Adrian, that was as tight as you can get going up against Kyle Strait, yet speed won out for you, and you're finishing up with that third place finish. What does this mean for you?
It's really good for me today, because last year I lost the small final and I get the 4th spot, and I'm really happy to get a podium this year in Les des Alpes with all my family, my friends. It was really hard to ride today, and I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, it was difficult. Well, congrats on the podium finish in the third place. Guys, we got the finals coming up.
Yeah, congratulations, Adrian Lerone there, taking that into the third spot there. And again, you can see here, he's just dominated all day, using that racer steez, using that style, but he stays so low on the berms. No roofs, no unwanted body movements. His day is done. He's got some hardware, he's got a check.
That's got to feel good out here in front of his home crowd, his family, everybody watching to stand on that podium. It's not the gold he's looking for, but bronze is way better than the 4th that he had last year.
Well, talking about gold, we've got our gold medal matchup coming up next. They are up in the gate right there. Sam Reynolds, Bernard Kerr, they are up there. GB versus GB, countryman versus countryman, but 0.13. So if Reynolds can keep in touch with Kerr, he has the tricks. It all comes down to that. He's got to put on the run of his life in terms of the speed aspect.
He has the tricks, but is it a good idea to use them? Like he was saying, there's so much stuff going on in your head, trying to put your bike in the right line and think about the tricks. It's a toss-up what he decides to do.
And here we go, out of the gate, Reynolds getting the jump, but you know, max heart rate happening right away.
Both of them smooth out of those first few corners. We got this flat one now where Sam has been doing that fast plane off of. Looks like he lost a little bit of traction, fast planing both of those corners. Backflip, he decided to do the tricks, and he's really hanging close.
Cam, I think we've got ourselves a race on this one. That backflip and the straighter landing at the exact same time.
Oh, this will be down to the wire.
This is gonna be down to the wire. Coming down to the final jump, what do they got?
Sam needs that tail whip. He went for it. Does he get the pedals? Through the finish line, what's it gonna be?
What is it gonna be? We saw Reynolds lose it higher up on the course to 1.13. Kurt taking the time advantage. But we got big tricks. We had big tricks on both jumps. We got a backflip and we've got the tail whip.
Man, Sam was just holding on that whole lap.
You can tell he's just dangling off the bike like a cape. Here we go, coming into that first jump.
Getting the backflip and hanging close to Bernard.
Dead even as well. Dead even on that, but coming down in the lower part of the track here.
Bernard really kind of took off on him in the second third of the course.
Well, we know 0.94, it could be the max, but what are we gonna see here? We had the advantage on run number 1.
Sam Reynolds just barely made it through that gate after catching his pedals on that tail
Just
whip.
getting in there, so 1.13, Kerr with the speed advantage. We see the jump score. What is the jump score gonna say here? Reynolds with jump number 1.
Bernard got a 0.01 for his scrub.
Reynolds with jump number 2. Is it gonna be enough?
Oh, so close.
And your gold medalist for DS&S, Les Deux Alpes, Bernard Kerr, taking the win here today.
Wow, what a final heat that was. So close, and the epitome of this event format, having so much speed between these two guys and a really tight differential if it were just a race. But Sam just going for the jugular, trying to chip away down with the tricks. It just wasn't enough. Bernard Kerr is going away with that gold medal.
He is walking away with the gold medal. Well, let's go down and talk to our gold medalist. Tina, let's chat with Bernard.
Well, a huge congratulations to you, Bernard. Walk us through your strategy, because you just kept to speed and it paid off all day.
Yeah, just go as fast as I could. People like Sam are way too good at tricks, and I'm a downhill racer, so just try and hit the turns, scrub some jumps, and have some fun out there.
Well, and it paid off. Now, going back to 2014, you were on the podium, but you were in 3rd. Yeah. You're now on the top of the podium. Yeah. How special is this for you?
So good. Honestly, this is the first ever Crankworx event I've won, and I've entered so many, so unbelievable, so sick, and so sick to have Sam in the final with me, like great friends, so awesome.
Well, it was a great day of racing. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks so much.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Tina. Again, congratulations to our gold medalists. Well, Cam, we saw Speed 1 Supreme. Steez, it's gonna have to wait for another day.
Absolutely, each one of these courses is different. This one definitely favored the racers, and Bernard Kerr did what he needed to do. He's got his first gold medal at a Crankworx event.
Yeah, always a special moment. Any gold medal, any medal for that matter at Crankworx. So Bernard Kerr taking the top spot, Sam Reynolds in your silver spot, and congratulations to Adrian Lerone in bronze there. You're 1, 2, 3 here in DS&S. Well, the day is far from over. We got a short little break here, and then we're coming back. We got the Pump Track Challenge presented by RockShox.
Absolutely. Anybody who got knocked out of the Speed and Steez early and wants to kind of get a little redemption, they've got a chance tonight.
Yeah, you guys don't go anywhere. Stick around. Maybe go grab. You guys are tuning in from across the other side of the world. Maybe have a snack, have breakfast, have dinner. But again, we have got nothing but action coming up. But DS&S, not disappointing. Massive front flips by Van Steenbergen. Back flips, but speed reigning supreme here today, Cam.
Absolutely. We saw everybody going for the jugular at the beginning. Antoine Fazette doing that front flip. But it came down to the race at the end of the day, Tristan.
Yeah. Well, what a way to kick off our web series here in Les Deux Alpes. You guys, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you check it out later on. Pump Track Challenge coming up, presented by RockShox later on.
Crankworx, Les Deux Alpes, est-ce que vous êtes là?